Unmute and go live. Alrighty. Fucking welcome back to Agents of Edgewatch. So, where we last left off, you guys were at the Dragonfly Pagoda, fighting off a bunch of kobolds who had kind of gone on this crazy labor strike that did end up in some dead people, unfortunately. It was not the intention, but it turns out that, their motivations at heart weren't terrible, led by the mage Scarix, who was this cool kobold with like gems implanted all over her head. I will show her art here in a hot second. But she just wanted the kobolds to be treated better. So with the kobolds, having been arrested, you guys were told the cops to kind of go easy on them. Despite all that, you did get a chance to interview both the kobolds and the remaining hostages who are workers there. The original reason you guys were there is because with all the different missing persons that have been around, the biggest group to go missing at one time was these 5 Minkai stonemasons who all vanished like overnight. You know that a lot of the labor in this building, the laborers were hired by Jeremy Hoff. Now, Jeremy Hoff is a powerful Absalomian labor broker. He is, from some checks you guys found, he's pretty corrupt, skimming, building funds, bribing inspectors, sourcing his materials from like rather sketchy vendors, to be honest. But despite all that, since he's pretty flexible around the law, he gets hired a lot. Because projects get done on time and on budget. So this is kind of your strongest lead at the moment. You do know as well that the lock that was picked to kind of poison the animals at the zoo, that was done by Rolls, who is the half-orc bodyguard of the nobleman you guys met over in the Tipsy Tangu, Hendred Pratchett. Self-styled nobleman. That would be this smug bastard. And then this girl. So you found out that, she in the past has been accused of murder, but was only ever caught on thievery charges. That's also. With those in mind, you kind of have that in your back pocket. You also are going to try to find Hoff in his place of business. So he operates his business out of a club that he runs, kind of this little speakeasy called the House of the Plains. The House of the Plains is kind of this styled bar. It's like also like a rather inappropriate club full of illegal ventures. Grounder, chat gave you a hero point, just so you know. I just saw that. Thank you. And the whole building is styled after the various planes. Like, there's a room for heaven, a room for hell. You guys know typically he hangs out in the hell room. Unfortunately, the only way to get there is to head into a secret entrance in a graveyard in Eastgate, which is this area just above the precipice quarter where you guys normally operate. So, this area. Those are kind of the big overbearing things of the plot. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to add? If not, that is totally fine. We can move on to, you guys basically headed to Raptor's Rest, a nondescript plot of land crammed with buildings in a small cemetery. You guys know from some pretty successful checks that in one of the lovely, I say lovely, loosely, it's a pretty bad cemetery. In one of the like mausoleums, one of the sarcophagus is actually a staircase that leads underground. Cool. So if no one else has any questions, I'm actually going to bring us to that map. You had most of the day to like buy shields and stuff, and buy some stuff if you want to do that first.
Did we tell them what group, the Eagle heads, that were coming to do some work here?
No, but you guys did express interest in talking to the Eagle garrison.
Because I think we probably should, right, you guys?
Yeah, you guys can talk to the Eagle garrison if you'd like.
Maybe just send them a wire right before we head out, so can't actually get in our way, but they know we're doing it. Wherever the equivalent of like a telephone is in this. Like send the message through the slowest means possible, I guess. But uh in a way so that we get there before the message does. So we have plausible deniability. No?
Fair enough. I'd say
How
yeah,
does that
you,
sound to
you
you
guys
guys?
could time that. Sergeant Olo, after telling you about the kind of harsh but fair guy who runs the Eagle Garrison, is just like, yeah, I'll send it with like my slowest courier.
Cool stuff?
Yeah, Sergeant Olo, the real MVP, to be honest.
No kidding.
So that being said, I'm gonna bring us over to a new map. If you guys want to drop your characters like right over here-ish. This area is dark, so Ladrian, I'm actually gonna drag you a little bit farther over.
Can you ping it again?
Right here.
Gotcha.
So it is dark.
And I should not
so
have dark.
Edgar,
I should not have dark vision right now.
Yes, you don't have dark vision. Let me
Good.
take that off of you really quick. One sec.
Because
You're not
I'd be
raging.
raging for that.
Okay, there you go. So you guys are kind of largely relying on Ladrian to provide light here. His halo is illuminating this whole area.
I don't see his halo light anywhere.
Can you guys not see his light?
No. I can't at least. Can you guys?
Well, now that's interesting. Alright, give me a second.
Yeah.
I can fix that. He should be emanating. Oh, I must have toggled it off by accident. Is it just like a torch, Ladrian, or is it? It's longer than that, isn't it?
It's like the spell light.
Okay, so I think that's 20 feet. Can you guys see that now?
No.
I can.
Try moving your character like forward once, like that, Allery.
Nope. Not working. Should I refresh the page?
Try refreshing it.
Oh wait.
Okay.
It came up
So-
just as I refreshed.
Oh, okay, cool. So you guys
You know,
should be able to
just
see
refresh.
to about a border of here. For
Yes, I
those
can see
watching
now,
on
though.
stream, that kind of dim border is the edge of Ladrian's halo light. Ladrian, you do have dark vision, so kind of the reason the stream can see a bit farther ahead there on the map is what you're seeing effectively, up to that like corner.
Okay.
Also, I realized I dropped you in the wrong corner because I have no sense of directions. Give me one moment. Alright, you guys are actually down here because I read northwest instead of southeast.
Happens to both. Okay, guys. Let's.
Alright,
out.
so I'm gonna read you the description. You guys have just come down that like creepy like sarcophagus door.
Where is that creepy sarcophagus door?
That would be like up the stairs to the right over here.
Because that's the way we came from.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So without further ado, let's get into it. The masonry of the staircase ends at the entrance to a cavern, seemingly carved out of countless layers of rubble and ancient city buildings. To the west, the subterranean passage splits into 2 tunnels. Those of you who would like to can go give me a survival check as you kind of examine your surroundings. Ooh, hell yeah, okay. With Ladrian and Grounder there, you guys are actually going to get up to the next tier of information here. First things first, you can tell the dust on the floor has been disturbed, and that you can see several types of tracks. There are kobold tracks down here, pretty normal. There are weird patches of like gooey area, and then finally you see these like, it looks like humanoid feet, but the footprint's strangely mangled. Go ahead and give me a religion roll. All right.
At 20.
Oh, I'm bumping it up again with that extra, tier from a nat 20 to critical success. Those are the feet of ghouls, a form of undead.
We should probably put those down.
Yeah.
All right. So which way are you guys moving? Actually, with that survival check earlier, you're gonna actually notice something as well, Alaric. You see the footprints of a wolf.
Ooh. Guys, we're definitely not. I mean, not this was clear, but we weren't alone. But there are non-humanoid creatures down here as well. We should be on alert. These are
I'll
wolf
draw.
footprints.
I'll draw my shield and sword cane and bring
I'll
the
take
blade
my-
out.
All right.
I'll take my pick.
You kind of like let the the cane part of it like dangle on your belt as you have the saber in one hand, shield raised in the other. All right.
I have my
I'll
pick
ch-
out.
I'll check for traps
Ladrian's got the shield pulled up. Yeah, go for it. Check for traps.
or ambush or whatever. Perception. Where are you? Ooh, not really good, but 14.
You don't
see if I see
see
anything.
you don't see much. If you guys want to kind of slowly advance here, you can see the cavern splits in two directions. You can keep going.
Do I see anything with a 22?
22. Still not from this angle, especially because
Okay.
you're only seeing like 20 feet forward from Ladrian.
You sure about that?
You should be.
I'm seeing a lot more than that. I think. I think I have maybe dark vision back on. I don't know.
It looks like it's off.
Yeah, I can see at least 25 feet off of me.
Then I do not know.
Well,
That is bizarre. Okay. Well, anyway,
I'll do my best to ignore the extra 5 feet.
that's fine. Extra 5 feet, we can live with that. All right. As you guys, kind of start sneaking to this next room, the floor of the broader cavern appears strangely clean and polished. Even the debris of the crumbling building facade to the west is devoid of dust and dirt. To the south, a narrow tunnel has been thoroughly walled off with white brick. To the north, a crevasse yawns in the floor and stretches under the northern wall. Just east of the pit lies a small heap of gleaming armor and weapons.
Of course.
Ooh.
Hold on. Is this area clean, you said?
The whole fucking area looks pretty clean.
Yeah. Is that a nature check?
This feels like a trap.
I
think
love
it-
that there was like four mutters when I described that.
Yeah. I know.
I
I
roll
think I know.
nature.
Okay, it's not gonna be a nature check.
Oh.
In this, it is going to be a
Occultism
check. Man, you know what cleans dungeon floors real good, Edgar?
Yes.
Gelatinous cubes.
Oh no.
Be careful. There
You
might
kind
be
of you can see like the edge of it right up here, like that's where the pit starts. They're describing. The armor all piled up on the floor is like, oh sorry, I'm totally pinging on the wrong layer. Is like right here. I'm gonna say with that knowledge, you start looking at it closely and you begin to see the shape of the cube kind of manifesting there. So I'm gonna
brace yourselves.
bring that. You can kind of see the edge of it with your lighting at the moment. But I will send you the art piece.
It's cube time.
So
I've
what do you,
heard I've
what do
never
you
saw
guys
one of
do?
these.
I mean, it appears to just be like chilling with fucking gear inside of it.
All in favor of just going the other way?
Um,
I'm gonna say as you're the one who's like investigating it and like kind of sussing this out, Edgar. Go ahead and give me like what roll are we gonna do here? Dun, 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 dun. Go ahead and give me a deception roll.
17.
The ooze does not seem to. They're pretty mindless. It has the basis level of intelligence to try to attack if it thinks it's been rumbled, but it does not think that right now.
All right. It's unaware of us and our intentions, but
Excellent.
I think we should. Well, I mean, that seems like shiny things, and I like shiny things.
Valid.
So with the 23 occultism, would I know anything about gelatinous cubes, or do I need to roll a separate roll?
So, found underground areas, like dungeons, caves, and the like. The quivering cubes of slime kind of continuously scour their domain for food, like filter feeding. the acid in their bodies is weak enough that the cubes still contain the gear of their victims who they've eaten. So presumably that pile of things inside of it is like adventurer's gear. You would know that their acid does have the ability to, hurt flesh, wood, even some stronger materials. Specifically about gelatinous cubes, which are a type of oozes. You would know that it does have a form of motion sense. Up to about 60 feet, where it can kind of feel the vibration and air movement. You think if you hadn't made those checks, you wouldn't. They're kind of hard to spot because they are mostly transparent. Let's see. You know that.
Do we know if they have any resistances to anything?
You would know they are immune to acid, mental attacks, precision, visual things, and critical hits.
Okay.
That's what they're immune to. They're also resistant to electricity.
Okay.
You would also know that most gelatinous cubes, they will try to just kind of like swallow you. When they do that, the acid kind of has like a natural paralytic in it. It'll try to paralyze you.
Oh no, not again.
You love to see it. You love to see a good paralytic. I'll say at this point, also from the left, you guys kind of hear a small piteous howl.
Can I roll nature?
Yeah,
on that?
Go for it.
Nat 20 again.
Good fuck, Jesus. Coming in hot with these checks. That is gonna be the howl of a wolf, my friend.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Up we go gelatinous cube. To the left we go wolf. What do you guys think?
Well, we already have. We could ambush the cube now,
That's true.
but I don't think the wolf's going to help us. That would make no sense. It sounds piteous, so it's probably injured. Some misunderstood word.
Maybe we should help it after we. Maybe after we take out the cube, we should help the wolf.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay.
But if it's injured, it probably won't be much help in the fight anyway. So, cube first, then.
Yeah, any of us got. Do all of us have ranged weapons?
Not me.
I don't think
Not me.
Alaric does now.
I have a great pick and a great sword.
Hmm.
You guys tell me what do you want to do? I mean, like I said, it seems to not be, wise to that
True.
it's been got so far.
I mean, if you want to start with ranged attacks and we'll just wait for it to come to us, we can do that.
That's true. We do. It would have to come through the corridor, so it's kind of have a good option attack moment on it, I guess. How fast do they move? Does anyone know?
I would say with your check earlier, you would know they're pretty fucking slow. They have a speed of, I believe it is 15. Yes, 15.
So we'll probably be able to get like 2 rounds of range attacks onto it before it gets to us, right?
Yeah, if that's what you guys want to do.
That's down to you guys.
Keep in mind it can still use more than one action to move, but that's like
Fair.
its dashes only go like 15.
Right, that's fair.
So let's pelt it and keep retreating, and then once we get to a point where we can't retreat, hopefully it's worn down enough to where you two can just bash it to death.
All right, I'm
Fair
gonna
enough.
say everyone with a ranged weapon, go ahead and make an attack roll, and then we'll roll into actual initiative.
I will devise a stratagem first.
You got it. And I did change it. You guys should be
Oh.
able to see the rolls now for the enemies. There we go. Oh, that's a hell of a stratagem.
Oh, does a 27 critically hit?
They can't be crit, unfortunately, because of July.
Oh, that's right. You said, yeah, that's right. You just said that. Okay.
Otherwise, yes, that most certainly would have been a critical hit. You think like a giant 10 foot by 10 foot like mound of jelly, not too difficult to hit.
4 damage.
All right. It kind of like flunk, goes like in a little bit. You see some of the like ooze splatters into the pit behind it. And it kind of just like has this like wiggle as it realizes it's been attacked. Does not like. Okay. And then Grounder and Ladrin. Did you guys have a ranged one lined up?
I don't.
Grounder, you have your crossbow, right? Oh, that's a hit. All right, another 5 from the crossbow. All right, with that, let's roll into initiative. All right, cool. So let's settle it back into the order. Alaric, you are up first. Very easy to see the kind of transparent ooze now that your friends have kind of lodged arrows in it.
Yeah, I don't have any ranged weapons, so I'm just gonna hold back, and wait for it to come closer. I think.
Okay, fair
So,
enough.
however, I will start raging.
Okay, going for the rage. I'm going to give you your night vision back. I should be able to see a good distance more now.
Oh yeah, wow, that thing's bigger than I thought it was. Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's a thick boy for sure.
Yep, that's big. Okay, cool stuff.
Grounder, are you going back in with another crossbow shot? You want to burn some spells? What's the vibe?
I don't like spending spells this early, but I will cast Bless on the group.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Nice.
All right, let's get our combat music. We got our first kind of buff spell here.
And then I will spend my third action beginning to reload the crossbow.
All right, sounds good. The cube is... Bop, 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 bop. It is going to start wiggling its way closer. It's going to have to start squeezing, which is actually double. So it's going to, I believe, get to about here, and is currently squeezing. As it kind of moves its amorphous body in.
What does squeezing mean? Like, are there any effects of that?
Not for this ooze. But
Okay.
normally, it would basically it would make it easier to hit.
Okay.
All right, as it's going through there, it is going to try and just kind of like smack with its final action Ladrian with its cube face. It's a 20 even.
That misses.
All right, you kind of like duck out of the way, like around that corner of rock, as like the wet slap of like gelatin hits the floor. That's his full turn. Edgar, what's the move?
Reload.
Hell yeah.
Devise. What's that? That will hit.
Yeah.
15 or 16 with bless.
That'll hit. Especially with bless, that's
but yeah, no precision, so 1 damage.
Okay. Get that extra 1. Ladrian.
Shield bash.
Alright, got the shield bash. 15 is a hit for 5 bludgeoning. As you guys begin to like splatter bits of gelatinous cube all over the wall.
You got the first attack too, right? With the 8 damage.
Oh, sorry, I didn't scroll up enough. Yeah, so 19 for 8. Another 8 goes down. And are you raising your shield for the third one?
Yes, I am.
Hell yeah. Alright, in that case, it is Alaric.
First thing I do is attack with my great pick.
Okay.
Number attack number 1. I hit the hit.
Most assuredly a hit for 8.
Okay. Let's do it again.
11 is still a hit for 12.
Okay, nice. How does attacks of opportunity work in this game again?
So usually you need to like have an ability that gives you attacks opportunity.
Okay, so if I move away, theoretically, it would not be able to attack me, right?
I think you guys don't recall anything about these guys being able to op attack.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I will, for my third action, stride. Go over to here. So just try over there.
Okay.
Try to get the focus on the shield guy.
Grounder.
Right.
We'll finish.
All right. Crossbow. After you finish reloading it, it's gonna be another crossbow shot. As the arrow flies forward, dealing 6 damage.
Oh wait, sorry, Ben. Didn't you take the increased damage from my rage? I forgot.
No. Is that +2?
Double checking. Yeah, plus 2 damage for both the attacks.
Okay, so another -4. It is still up.
I also could add my 5 impact points. Okay, there we go.
And then I will concentrate for my last action to make the area wider.
All right. Sorry, say that again with the fighter. What was the last thing you
Third
said?
action, concentrate on bless to make it wider.
Oh, gotcha.
It's
Okay.
now 10 feet.
Fuck yeah. Okay. All right, that is the cube. It is going to try and use 2 actions to make an engulf attack. This is going to be a reflex save from you, Ladrian. As it just kind of tries to, like, ooze forward into you. Okay, it is gonna ooze all around you now.
Maybe a 0 point.
Yeah, I'll use a hero point.
Oh, okay. That is a good hero point roll. That's enough. You kind of, like, shove the mass of jelly back away from you. Kind of frustrated, it's gonna use its, like, final attack action, essentially, to try to slap you once. Not even close, though. Yeah, you guys are rocking this jelly right now. Edgar, that is you.
I will reload. I will devise. And does a 20 hit?
Yeah, a 10 will hit this guy.
Oh, okay. For 2. I'm so strong, guys.
Fuck yeah.
2
Kind of
damage.
slice away, and a little bit more splatters off of it. Ladrian, that is you, having repelled this thing's attack.
Hit it with the shield again.
Alright, going with the Holy Zealous Shield Slam directly into it. That is going to be 10 damage on the first one and 7 on the next.
And then I'll raise my shield.
Fuck yeah, this thing's looking pretty bad. Like, chunks of it are missing. It's beginning to quiver and, like, kind of flow apart like gelatin on, like, a hot day. Alaric.
First action, move here.
Okay.
Back into range. Second action, take the pick at it.
Fuck yeah.
16 for 14.
For 16 because of the rage damage.
Yes, 16 damage.
It's looking pretty bad.
Attack number 2.
With the
14 more
final striking rune, the great pick, just splatters this thing in like a huge blood splatter against the wall, but it's just yellow, translucent ooze. And remind me, what level are you guys right now?
2.
2, right? Okay. Everybody is gonna get 40 XP from that.
Cool. Everyone, I'll get a look around. Everyone okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think it touched any of us.
Cool. Let's see what we got.
Did not do very good. As it kind of flows apart, you see that there must have been at least one person's gear in this gelatinous cube. Specifically, there is a set of full plate armor, a tower shield, and a +1 mace. Each of these are emblazoned with a rather large holy symbol of Asmodeus, the kind of red pentagram.
Oh yeah, I'll pass.
Seems like maybe a Diabolist priest might have met his fate down here.
Well, I'll take the mace. I can. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to take it. I'm kind of got a lot of stuff, but I'm sure we could sell it, or at least transfer the rune off the mace into a different weapon.
True. Which kind of rune is it? Is it striking or the what's the other rune called?
That's what I'm trying to look up right now. It doesn't specifically say, so I'm just gonna say striking.
Okay, so it's plus one to attack then, right?
Yeah.
Yes, +1 to attack.
Cool. Make sure I wrote the right one down. My one. Cool stuff.
So you guys can kind of still see that, behind it was that trench I was describing. The wolf sounds to be coming from over this direction, however.
Let's go look, see if we can find this injured wolf. Oh, my rage stops, by the way, so you can turn off the thing.
Yes, I will deactivate your dark vision. Give me 1 sec. I should just write a macro to do that, but I'll do that over the weekend.
Who wants to carry the mace?
How much of the way? Because my bulk is at one less than what it could be, so I'd rather not carry it.
Compendium.
I mean, I can carry anything extra we got.
A regular mace is just 1 bulk.
So I could carry it and not be encumbered yet. I would not be able to carry anything else.
Full plate is, I believe, 3 bulk? 4 bulk.
4 if you're carrying it, yeah.
And then finally a tower shield. That's gonna run you another 4 bulk.
Yeah, no, we'll take the mace.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like, big fucking devil armor. You can toss that shit on the ground.
Well, I mean, I can carry it. And it's not an issue for me.
Hey, if you want to carry it, could be worth something. Get some gold pieces out of the armor. I mean, you would know that, like, Asmodeus is an evil god, but he's not. His worship isn't banned like Lamashtu or some others might be.
Okay.
All right.
I've moved the extent of where I can see.
Yeah, I forgot you can't see past Ladrian. Y'all need to buy some torches or something.
Probably gonna go for next time. But we do have a halo with us, so
I guess you start relying as Ladrian as the walking torch of the squad. All right. Well, I guess if you guys are following Alaric, over there. Oops, sorry, grabbed grounder by mistake. You can hear it's coming just from behind this like old wall. Again, the Undercity is like all these crazy layers of. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys. This is like the outside of the map. You can see the walls of the map are like all these different layers of buildings that have been kind of crushed down over the centuries.
That's cool.
But yeah, you can see like there's a remnant of some sort of wall. The wolf sound seems to be coming from behind that.
Behind right here?
Mm-hmm.
Right over there, okay. So, that's not the right button. Is there a way to punch the wall down?
You can kind of, tip away some of the stones. It's pretty weak. Here, I'll tip away some of the stones here.
Okay, so I'm gonna... Oh, hello there.
You see this kind of like, this beautiful, like, whitish gray coated wolf. Looks a little thin. Like it hasn't been fed too well in a while. And it has a bear trap around one paw.
Yikes.
Kind of seeing Alaric approach, you kind of pull some of the rubble off it, which makes it kind of hesitate, but definitely at first kind of lets out a low, like... but as you start shifting the rubble, its ears kind of like slick back on its head as it examines Alaric quizzically.
Hey there, I just want to help. Let's see if we can get this bear trap off you. I'm gonna very slowly reach for the bear trap to like undo it.
Okay. It seems to cautiously let you. We'll say, effectively you can kind of take 20 on that and release the bear trap. Are you saying anything to it as it goes?
It's gonna be okay. We're gonna need some help. We'll use some food. Why don't you just tag along with us until we get out of here?
It kind of pads forward, like licks the paw a little bit. Doesn't seem to be luckily damaged too badly.
That's good.
But yeah, it starts to limp after you.
Cool. Does it have any damage on it because of the bear trap?
We'll say it has like just like 1 damage on him.
Okay, I'll write that down. For those who can't tell, this is gonna be my animal companion.
I can treat its wounds if you want me to.
I mean, it has 22 health, so I think 21 is okay for now.
Okay.
Oh, here is it. It has a character sheet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me
Yeah.
1 second. I can link its token so that we can see all its stuff.
Oh, cool.
And attribute bar 1 to his hit points. There,
There we go. Out of character, this is gonna be. I'm gonna name her Thorn. Haven't named her that in character yet, though.
Okay.
Right now, we're just like she just tagged along, so we get some
Yeah,
help.
she kind of pads up and starts following you.
I'm gonna pet her a little bit while we walk.
She like kind of like hesitates, like, oh, it's kind of weird, but like I don't hate it.
Maybe scratch her behind the ears a little bit. If wolves like that, not sure they do. Actually, can I roll nature see what wolves would like me to do? Be nice to them.
Sure. What do wolves like?
Don't feel me now. Ooh. Ow.
Wolves love to eat large hoofed mammals.
Fair enough. We'll see if we can find that. I'll say we'll try to find some food later.
They're big on communicating through body language,
Okay.
a mix of barking, growling, and howling. When wolves want to show they're submissive to another, they will kind of crouch or tuck their tail in or lick the other wolf's mouth or roll over on its back.
Okay. Well, I will generally tell the wolf that we'll eat some food when we get out of here. I'll also find any food while down here.
Seems to enjoy that.
Cool.
All right. See, I know you guys can only see a little bit farther forward, to about there. But Ladrian, you can see there's like a pit over here that you could go down into. Seems to be some like old collapsed rooms over here. But I'd say that's about all you can see until you move forward.
What do you guys think? Should we go to the pit or should we check the rooms up ahead?
Good question.
Could check up ahead, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll look for any traps or any hidden monsters.
All right. Make a perception check. You
20.
do not immediately see anything, although let's give it a opposed roll here. This one I am going to do with the dice. You guys can't see right away. You do hear something from coming, not in the pit, but seemingly echoing from like this part of the map, like up past the pit.
One sec. Can you ping it again? Okay.
Is it like a
Kind of like
Gotcha.
up this direction-ish.
Okay.
You hear like the crunch of someone eating.
Oh no. Could be ghouls.
You kind of hear this like strange like this weird like babbling. Do any of you guys speak Necril?
No, not me.
No.
Then you guys don't know what they're saying.
Put my shield up and continue.
Yeah.
I'll have my pick out.
Yeah.
I'll be guard. Let's go.
So you
I'll be,
can kind of start to see there up ahead, Ladrian. There is a small bridge. So a long crevasse cuts through the center of the sprawling cavern, spanned by a crude stone and wood bridge. At the western end of the chamber, an even cruder barricade made from wooden crates blocks an exit. To the north, A narrow tunnel burrows into the wall several feet off the ground. The earth and stones scattered around its maw suggest a recent excavation. The ruined remains of a sunken building, its crumbling doors still somehow attached to their hinges, stand east of here, and in the southwestern corner is a similar architectural relic of old Absalom. Again, Ladry, you can't quite see from this angle, but from over, presumably past the bridge, you hear more of that strange, like... Once you get to there, you'll be able to see them with dark vision.
No, I reloaded a bit.
So you can see, it looks like someone has purposely made a barricade to keep these ghouls out. A barricade that they are actively trying to tear down, which is why they have not noticed you yet. But some of you might have seen the 1E art for ghouls. This is the updated 2E art for ghouls.
Ooh, gross.
Yeah, not great.
Like, gross in a cool way.
They are speaking that strange necral tongue, which is like the language of ghouls. You do hear one of them shout out, though, like, "Quickly, let us in. We'll make it easier."
All in favor of taking them out?
Yeah. As I point, Edgar points to his Pharasma holy symbol.
Oh yeah, dude. The
Fair
pale
enough.
lady does not abide the undead.
Fair enough.
They're a fucking shit show.
I'm gonna turn to the wolf, and like say, you think you can help us out with this?
The wolf starts to kind of growl. Kind of like flattens its body, getting ready to like start running.
I'll take it as a yes. Let's do this.
All
Okay.
right. Cool beans. As your light kind of rounds the corner, they are gonna notice because it's way brighter for them as they were like kind of operating in the dark here. We're going to roll for initiative, but they look extremely surprised to see you guys round the corner. So if you guys want to change your initiative, I'm gonna roll in for the ghouls. Ghouls coming in with a measly 11.
What's the ghoul's modifier?
The ghoul modifier is +7.
Mine's also +7.
Then it's just a straight D20 roll. They got a 12.
16.
All right, you'll go first, or you'll go before that.
Before them, yeah. Not first.
Not first, no. Sir, most assuredly not. Ladry, you see 3, like, to you, dark vision, kind of this black and white setting. 3 horrid undead. Couple, dozen feet away from the edge of your aura, of your light.
I'll go here, and I will ready an action to shield bash.
All right. You kind of lock the shield, holding the bridge against these enemies. Edgar.
I will stride forward.
Okay. Take that stride action.
I cannot see them, at least from my perspective.
No, yeah, they're about 15-20 feet outside the range of Ladrian's light.
Okay, so I will ready a recall knowledge action when I can see them.
All right, sounds good to me.
That's it. Yeah.
Works for me. Grounder. All right, kind of move into the light. You can hear them, angrily chatting in Necril from this side. What's the move?
So I'm fairly sure I don't need to see them for this cantrip, so we will go ahead and cast Disrupt Undead.
Oh no, that's gonna be good. Nice.
Oh, I don't think you need to see them. I suppose. Is it a burst or is it a? Grounder. Is it like a burst attack?
It says within 120 feet.
Okay.
And they're in low light. They're in dim light right now.
Ooh, yes, they're a dim light from extended from the torch. Or from your halo, excuse me. So, yeah, I'd say there's 3 of them over there. You just want to pick one at random. And I believe Disrupt Undead is a Fortitude save.
It's coming up as syntax error, so not sure.
No.
I remember one of my friends used this in a one-shot over the weekend. I'm like 99% sure it's Fortitude.
Yeah, it's Fortitude.
14 versus your save.
My save is 17.
Okay, so fail, but not a critical fail. Go ahead and roll that damage against Guston. Oh, by the way, the ghouls are Guston, Edgard, and Blinny.
Uh-oh.
Oh, solid.
Roll your damages. All right. There's like this brief kind of flash of kind of like the magic of Torag. It looks like almost a glowing ember you might see in the Forge Grounder flares around one of the undead as it just kind of screeches in pain. All right. In that case, Alaric.
Okay, first action, I'm gonna move here. Second action, I'm gonna start raging, so I need my dark vision again.
Okay. Give me one sec.
Yep.
Dynamic dark vision.
Awesome, I see him now. Third action, I'm gonna use command animal to and then for which gives my animal companion 2 actions, of which I'll use one to move for here, and that's all I'm gonna do though. That's it for me. And her. Make sure I'm doing that right though.
All right. That seems right.
Cool.
All right. Anything else you want to do, or is that all your actions?
That's all. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. That is gonna be Edgard and the rest of the ghouls. All right. Let's see.
Also, the wolf has low light vision, just so you know.
Your ready to action is gonna go off for that shield bash. All right, this guy is gonna try to leap the pit. Does succeed. The other one is gonna double move as well, trying to leap the pit to get to Grounder. Let's see if he succeeds. Okay, I'll give that one. And that is just barely a success. So this one is gonna get two attacks, but your attack resolves first, by the way, for the shield. As you had that prepared. And okay, got you under. Ladrian.
Yeah.
Didn't you ready a shield bash?
Yeah, I did it. It's right above your athletics rolls.
Oh, I'm dumb. I'm sorry. Apologies. 16 is going to be exactly a hit on Edgard. Ah! As you slam your shield into him. Sit down and let us eat you.
I'm sorry, I'm on the clock. I can't take a break until, well, at least another 2 hours.
Unacceptable.
Tell to our boss.
He's gonna go in with a bite and then a claw. Miss on that, and miss on the claw as well. The other two that leaped the pit are each going to get one attack, one on Grounder, one on Alaric. So we're going to start with Alaric. He's going in for a bite on you.
Yeah.
24.
That hits.
Okay.
That hits.
Glimpse of redemption.
Glimpse of Redemption. What happens if he reconsiders it, right?
Nothing bad happens if he decides not to do any damage.
Okay. These guys are, they had an interesting life before they were down here. Okay. With the Glimpse of Redemption, Guston is just like, what has my life become? I am cursed from the lack of visiting the boneyard myself. And he kind of like ponders that instead of attacking.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Next one's gonna be a bite on Grounder. Grounder?
It's
Alright, it's gonna be 2 damage. And I'm going to need you to make 2 different fortitude saves.
Oh boy.
Okay? Okay. You are currently paralyzed as its bite sinks into you. You can't move. Additionally, unrelated, not important right now, I'm just going to go ahead and put a little green token on you.
Can I hero point that second one?
Yeah, you want to hero point the paralysis one? That was the second one, was the paralysis one.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go for it, dude. It's rough, buddy. It's rough to be Grounder. You are still paralyzed. That is their full turn. Ladrian.
I will shield bash the one next to Grounder.
Alright, you go in with that impact. 13 is not going to be able to hit the one next to Grounder.
Oof. I'll raise my shield.
Alright, sounds good. Then it's going to be Edgar, who you're in range of Guston the Ghoul, who is kind of reconsidering his life choices.
Okay, can I resolve my ready to recall knowledge?
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. This won't count as your actions for this turn. Give me a religion check, because they are undead. Okay. So you would know that ghouls have a few things they're known for. The first is that they eat people. It's perhaps the biggest thing about them. To the point where if they actually choose, they can do an action to try to consume some of your guys' flesh to heal themselves. Oh, sorry, no, it has to be a corpse. I was mistaken. Their bites are dangerous. They have a thing called Swift Leap, which lets them jump pretty fucking well. But the reason their bites are especially dangerous, as opposed to their claws and bites can paralyze, but the bites can also instill a disease known as ghoul fever. If the disease runs its course, in a few days, the person with it will die, and they will rise as a ghoul the following midnight.
Oh dear. Okay.
You think that would probably take about, let's see, about like 5 days.
All right. Everyone, be careful. Do not let them bite you.
Grounder's like fully frozen, like full paralysis after the bite.
Then I'll use my first action to stride here.
Okay.
To flank.
These guys do not have the ability to do their op attack, so yeah, you go behind them. The flanking.
Then I will strike or devise a stratagem. Let's see. Let's see. I think that should hit if they're flanked. 15 or 17, if depending on how you do the math.
That'll hit. Yeah, 17 there. Go ahead and roll your damage.
6 bludgeoning, or no, 6 piercing and 5 precision.
Okay, so 11 total. You kind of like quick draw the fucking crossbow from the waist, fire it into this person's stomach. He's gonna take that 11 damage, but it's still up.
It's the sword cane. I just
Oh, sorry, from the sword. You kind of, I'd say, slash it across this thing's like weird emaciated chest. Instead of regular blood, it's like this gross, like fetid black ichor. Like it smells rotten.
all right. And as part of my
you're good.
feat, shared stratagem. Let's see, the creature I do hit. Okay, I will make him flat-footed to Thorn. So this creature will be flat-footed to Thorn.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Cool. Nice.
No, yeah, there we go. That's my turn.
So the paralysis is actually a bit more lenient in this version than 1E. You can make a new save this turn as well. It's gonna be at the end of your turn, but you get another save as opposed to 1E where it's like, you're fucked.
Fortitude still?
And it gets the difficulty decreases 1 each time. Oh, I mean, you blow by the original DC, not even needing the reduced DC. All right, you this round you can't take any actions, but at the end of it, you manage to like kind of jerk back away from the ghoul. That's like, I'll bite you again. I like the taste of bird meat.
Grounder just rolls his eyes.
Alaric.
Okay, so I'm currently raging. This is round 2 of rage. First thing I do is I'm gonna attack that guy with the pick. 27.
It's a crit, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Holy fuck, 27? That's absolutely great. Exceeds it by 10.
Okay. there's the damage.
Which one was this? The one between you guys?
Yes.
The pick, as this guy's like lunging at Edgar in, anger about that cane slash, the tip of the heavy pick just buries itself in the back of this thing's skull, and it is full dead.
Nice. Okay. Second action. Can I attack this guy if he's on the bridge from where I am?
Yes, the bridge. So the bridge is pretty damn close to flush with ground level, so I'd say you definitely have an angle.
Okay, attack number 2 against him.
Okay, go for your swing.
That's not gonna hit.
8 is gonna miss, yeah.
Okay. Action number 3, command animal, and I'm giving Thorn 2 actions. Thorn's going to attack this guy.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
With its jaws. 23.
Beautiful first move by Thorn on the board.
Yeah.
She lunges forward, just kind of sinks her mouth into this thing's legs, shakes her jaws back and forth for 9 piercing.
And then one more attack for Thorn. 19 for 3.
Yeah, 2 hits, 2 successful hits from those bites.
Awesome.
All
Good
right.
girl, I shout.
That is the ghouls. Do they? Yeah, they're fucking motivated to fight to the death.
Good girl, Thorn.
I will say before they go, at this point, in the kind of barrier back here, you can hear something new happening. You hear 2 voices like, "Oi, over here! They got us trapped in here. Finish them off."
We're trying.
All right, we're just gonna stay in here.
Yes, stay still.
You do that.
You guys look like you got it handled. To be honest, we're not really interested.
Fair enough.
Here, I don't know if this will help, but they are going to light a campfire that they have in there.
Cool. That's too much rage.
So if you guys go in that room, it is now emitting light from in front of them.
Cool.
You guys can actually see only one of them from this angle, but I'm gonna reveal the art for both. You see these lovely chaps,
Aww.
Kecker and Gref. There's a pair of rat folk.
Nice.
All right, back to our ghoulish friends. Ladrian, the one in front of you is just gonna go full ham, try and bite you once and then claw twice. So there's gonna be jaws.
Oof.
You hate to see it. Alright, so that is gonna be a hit and a crit. Critical damage, only 1 higher than the regular.
I'll use my my shield block.
Oh, that'll reduce it by 10, right?
Reduces it by 7, so I'll take 1.
Okay. You take 1 health. I believe since you still take damage from it, though, you do still have to make the saves. So 14 and 9. I'm not gonna put the Ghoul Fever token on you. You are, however, temporarily paralyzed right now. So while you are paralyzed, sorry, just reading the status of that one again. You are flat-footed, so your AC is gonna be 2 lower than normal for these 2 claw attacks. Does not matter at all. He goes in with the claws and it just fully bounces off your lovely armor. I paralyzed him. Why? He's so hard to hit. Fuck. Alright, then. Oh no, poor Guston is dead. But Blinny's gonna go in. Blinny's gonna try to paralyze the caster again. So there's gonna be a bite on you, Grounder. Not even close. Nat 1, full miss. Claw, 14. That's not. Is that a hit?
Miss.
Miss. Okay, no damage, and then it's angry. Gonna go in again. Not wanting to get paralyzed again, Grounder ducks and weaves, dodges all these attacks. They lash forward one at a time. Ladrian, you're temporarily paralyzed. At the end of this turn, you can make a new Fortitude save to free yourself. That is a success. You are no longer paralyzed. So you lose the flat-footed condition. Next is going to be Edgar, down at the bottom there.
Alright, is this difficult terrain, or?
Let me see how deep the pit is right now. Basically, it would be an athletics check to climb through it, in one turn.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
We will drop the
figured.
sword cane as a free action.
You're gonna toss the sword cane?
Drop it. Just
Oh,
next
drop
to
it.
my feet.
Okay. Just like just yeet it. I thought you were trying to like yeet it at the ghoul, and I was like, oh, interesting.
No,
Was not
I'll
expecting.
drop it. I'll pull out the hand crossbow as a first action. Devise a stratagem as a second on the one on the bridge. Oh yeah. Does a 22 hit?
22. Yeah, definitely hits.
All right, then he will take 3 piercing and 4 precision. And he will be flat-footed to Alaric until
Sweet.
my next turn.
All right. Flat-foot against Alaric. Cool. Gonna take that damage. And Grounder, you are not paralyzed.
When I got rid of paralyzed, that automatically got rid of flat-footed, right?
Yes, you were only flat-footed because you were paralyzed.
Okay, then yeah. Before he actually does anything, he's gonna do the thing, and he'll hold his amulet and just kind of pray and say, I wish I had some help to give Thorn a better chance of hitting and doing more damage.
Alright. As you begin praying, your amulet, your holy symbol begins to glow. And from the light spiraling out in these like strange white particles, a new creature forms next to you. This lovely one. Kind of comes out from behind your legs.
He'll look up and say thank you, and then command it to move over 1 and give Thorn flanking.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. Sweet.
What is it? I guess it probably sound like
Yeah, to everyone else, it's just a chittering badger. But if it were to touch me,
You could actually
Grounder
keep it where it
doesn't know
was,
this yet.
and it would still have flanking, by the way.
Yeah, but I want to give it to Thorn specifically.
No, it would still have flanking with Thorn, because I draw the line through the ghoul. Down there, it would be in the pit, so that would be. It might struggle in the pit a little bit.
Then, yeah, but oh well, it's not gonna attack actually because
Okay.
it doesn't have an attack. But also, if it were to touch Grounder, it also has touch telepathy. So
Oh, interesting. Probably. I mean, it probably does touch you as you summon it. And just be like, I've been sent. I've been sent to aid you, Grounder.
and then he will also thank the badger. And then he will 2-action cast heal to
Fuck
try
yeah.
to damage the ghoul.
Oh, fuck yeah. You channel that fucking... those good vibes, that positive energy. Alright, it's gonna be a fort
The
save.
good vibes.
This is worst save. Fuck yeah, dude. How much damage was that from the heal? 10? Or 4, okay. This one looks almost dead as that holy energy begins to pulse through it. It's like, it burns. It's not natural.
It would also reach the
Stop.
second one. It's 30 feet.
Oh, it's 30 feet? Oh, fuck. Yeah, they both are, like, writhing in pain. Damn, hell of a turn. Alaric. This one is still
First-
flat-footed to you.
Which one? This one here?
The one on the bridge. Right? The one on the
Perfect.
bridge, right, Edgar?
Yeah.
Okay, dope,
Cool.
dope.
First action, let's attack that one, the one on the bridge. Oh, those are great swords. Right, the wrong attack. But so it would be +1 to that. 21 because I'm using the wrong weapon here.
20. It'd be 21. I mean, yeah, that hits. 20.
Is it a
hits.
critical?
20 is not
Everything
a
is
critical.
flat-footed?
Even with flat-footed.
Okay.
But
So I need to roll a different damage then because I rolled a D12 instead of a D10.
oh, okay. Roll your damage again before I say how much it takes here.
4 damage.
So that'd be 4 plus 4 be 8.
Yeah.
Still enough that the pit kind of catches it in its chest, breaks the rib cage, like yeets it back into the pit, and Eggard the ghoul is dead.
Nice. Then second action. Use command animal on Thorn.
Okay.
Thorn is going to attack the other ghoul with his jaws. 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, 6 damage.
Alright, Thorn tears the fucking throat out of this thing. We are down with our ghouls.
Cool.
Alright. Cool beans. Give me one moment. And with that, we are out of combat. So you guys fought 3 ghouls who are lower than you. Everyone's gonna get 90 XP.
Cool. Question about my companion. I'll make sure I'm doing this right. Are jaws an unarmed attack?
I believe... I mean, they're a natural attack. I don't know if they count as unarmed.
Because it's trained in unarmed attacks, but not sure it's trained in jaws, so I want to make sure I'm doing that right.
I mean, I would say, yeah. I would say that trained, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
I don't think they would build it with, like, it not being able to be trained in its own bite.
That's what I assumed, so that's what I've been using, but I want to make sure. You said 90 XP?
90 XP to everybody.
Sweet.
Alright, get some exploration
I
music
go over
going.
Give Thorn a little pat on the head. Good job, girl.
Thank you. Alright, you see the 2 people over here have started taking down the barrier, you know, slowly. But you can see those 2 dudes over here, the 2 rat folk. What do you guys do?
Hey, y'all all right?
Alright. Of course we are. We're fine. We're rats. We're survivors. You can see this little room they're in. The
Yeah,
northern
sorry,
and eastern.
I saw also Ben.
Mhm.
I stopped raging, so turn my dark vision
Oh,
off.
okay. The northern and eastern walls of their chamber appear to be excavated from the interior corner of some sort of sunken, crumbling building, some of which is caved in along the eastern wall. To the southwest, a boulder from the cave-in blocks a heavy iron door. We the Whisker brothers, we is.
What are you all doing down here?
Oh, you know, just doing rat things, this and that.
All right, all right.
Give me a perception check on them. See what their vibes are. You get the feeling that their attitude is very much like, oh, fucking cops, like we're gonna shut the fuck up. We're not talking to these guys.
I'm gonna walk over to them and say, we're not here to hurt you, but if you look at those ghouls, you will see that we definitely can. Okay, so I'm gonna try and intimidate them.
Give me an intimidate check.
11.
Yeah, trying to shake down the rat folk, ain't that always the way? I'll have you know we're fine, upstanding business people.
I'm sure you are.
Give me a perception versus a 21 deception check. Oh, there's no fucking way, Ladry. There's no fucking way these dudes are upstanding business people. As soon as you and Grounder suss that out, you know, Ty goes to the runner kind of thing. You guys could make, Sorry, this music's a little loud and distracting me. Give me one second.
I've got underworld lore.
Yeah, underworld. I was gonna say underworld lore, or society on these two dudes. Okay. So, you think back on some police reports, Edgar, and you're like, oh, this is Gref and Kecker, the Whisker brothers. They are rat drug dealers.
You know, although my friends and I are Edgewatch, before I was hired on, I traveled a bit of the underbelly of the city myself, and I know that. What's their names again? I don't have it pulled. I need to have their names.
Their names are Kecker and Gref.
Kecker and Gref.
Here, I'll paste it in one sec.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's all caps because I copied it from the book. Oh, here, you know what? I'll just make it so you guys can see their names. Give me a second. The one on the left is Kecker. The one on the right is Graf.
Yeah, I've heard about the two of you from some of my seedier former companions. Kecker, as I point to him, and Gref.
Kind of like Kecker's kind of like scratching under his like chin with his whiskers. Ha! Yeah, well, I'm sure you know. Not all press is good press, he says, like butchering the saying. I love their little art.
Yeah, their art is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, would you be willing to talk to me? Are you guys trying to run something? And then got ambushed by those ghouls, or what's up?
Give me a diplomacy check as they kind of like look to each other. So they're like, all right, look, don't go arresting us now. We don't actually have anything illegal on us at the moment. We were gonna meet some Calignes, trade them some valuable merch for the Darklands. He pulls out of his backpack.
Are they lying about not having anything on them?
I mean, they have weapons on them, but you think that they don't have drugs, no.
Okay.
One of them, he's like, look, you see these lemons is yellow gold in the deeps. A right delicacies. He pulls out like a whole bunch of like fresh fruit and vegetables, shit that's like hard to get in the Darklands, under Galarian, which is who they're trying to trade with.
Yeah, I don't think being a grocer is a crime that I've heard of.
It ain't a crime. You know what? I'm willing to, give you a little bit of an extra product if you lets us go. Pulls out a small padded case and kind of like pats it on the lid.
I'll walk over to him.
It's high quality stuff, it's from some of the alchemists down in Corvosa way. They're pretty good at what they do. He opens it up and there are 9 vials of lesser alchemist fire.
Yeah.
All the stuff.
I will say, up to you guys how you handle it, but you would know that, like, the fact that they were engaged in a drug deal is still a crime, even if they don't have drugs right now.
Tell you what. We'll take that. But I need just something a little more. So I could probably go buy that on my own with the salary I have. Ooh, considering we don't have one.
Looks a little nervous. He's like, oh,
but what I want is far more valuable than gold or whatever you find valuable.
Or lemons.
Or lemons. I'm talking about knowledge. What's been going on at the House of Plains? I'm sure you've... What's the up and up around there?
They seem very eager to, get the fuck out of here. They're like, well, we're no strangers to the House of Plains. They're not our, typical clientele. Normally deal with some of the Caligony from deep down in the caverns. But, we've brought produce to Dems before. What do you want to know about it?
What's been the hottest topic of discussion? I'm sure Hoff has gotten into some really good business lately.
Jeremy Hoff's always up to something, isn't he? I mean, a speakeasy, kink club, carnival funhouse. It's a whole mess of things in there. But, I mean, he gets the real good business going in the Hell Room.
Do you know any of his more recent clients?
Well, his more recent clients, I don't know. We don't go in there too often. But I know he's struck some sort of deal. When the clients don't want to spend the night here, down in the deeps, he sends them over to some new hotel round. I think it's round, the Precipice District, maybe the edge of Eastgate.
What hotel?
You see Maracas Brains? I think it's called the Dreaming Palace.
Well, fuck me.
You guys definitely know the Dreaming Palace is Pratchett's hotel.
Yep.
I think we found our... I'll take the case from him.
Well, we gave you the vials, we gave you the information. Me and
Ladrian,
Griff.
Do you hear something?
Do I hear something? He turns around.
I'm hearing voices in front of me, but I don't see anything.
Oh, right, you all, but mum's the word. Gref is scared. Gref's like, what's he talking about? We're right here. Is he? Gref, shut the fuck up, Gref. Let's get out of here.
So this boulder in front of the door, I take a look at it and see if I can move it.
Yeah, they like scurry off, like top fucking speed. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I don't stop.
Yeah, you
fine.
can absolutely move that. But that boulder is gonna be. Sorry, I scrolled way down to get to the descriptions of the hotel area. It's gonna be an athletics check. Oh, Vladrian, you just fucking shift the whole boulder over to the side. And that door actually swings open. It was kind of dented on its hinges, so I'm gonna go ahead and reveal that area. Or remove the door block. You can see it leads down to some, like, lower steps.
What do y'all think? Should we go down here, or should we go back and check the rooms across the ravine?
And I think we should go check down here first. I think we've made it pretty far this way. If we have to backtrack, it'd be a little bit of a hassle. To if we have to go back and have to go in here anyway, so we're already here. Might as well check.
Fair enough.
9 bottles of lesser. Nice.
What are we gonna do? They got away with the goddamn lemons. Shut up, I think I hear somebody.
All right.
Edgewatch, everybody freeze.
You see, 2 Caligni, these, like, subterranean people, whip around. Alright! We heard you, it's fine. We're, just a couple of Caligni here.
Yeah, what is a Caligni? What is that?
I believe them.
Calignis are... Sorry, what fucking type of creature? Calignis, sorry, give me 1 sec. That would run you... They are humanoid, so that is going to be a society check. So Caligni, are like, they live in subterranean cities, sometimes creeping to the surface to like steal, stalk enemies, make mischief. Each Caligni serves in a specific role and grows into a specific form as determined by supernatural traditions within their society. Some Caligni some surface souls call them the Dark Folk, a term they heavily dislike. It doesn't reflect what they look like, it only reflects their environment where they live in the Darklands. People think they are descended from humans who millennia ago fled to the Darklands during Earthfall to try to avoid it. Since then they've become like a whole different species. They have greater dark vision. They can't see up above. They are very good at using poisons and like trickery. Although you do interestingly know they do have some sort of weird innate magic in their species. Lets them cast a few simple spells, and when they die, they will explode in a flash of light.
And just what are you two up to?
My name is Morvigus. This is my son, Tiano. We're just exploring your lovely city.
For lemons?
For lemons. We sell them for a lot.
Then just what were you going to trade for these lemons?
Well, you are probably in league with those rat folk, so you should know.
I should know, shouldn't I? Let's
Yeah.
see it.
What? Wait, what'd you say? What was the last part?
I said let's see it.
See what?
The payment.
We lost it when we ran.
I'll look over to Ladrin. This is honestly, I think we have bigger fish to worry about.
Probably.
I would say like no check. They're obviously lying. They're not good liars.
I think we should detain them up above and come back for them when we're done.
What do the rest of you think?
I'm gonna crack my knuckles, try to intimidate them, and say, "I could probably use the exercise," and try to intimidate them.
Gee.
Give me intimidate. Ooh, okay. Are they gonna go for that? Fine. If that's how it's gonna be, let's get them. We're gonna roll for initiative. They both draw daggers that seem to be like
okay.
coated in like black ink, maybe
Huh.
something fucking weird.
Okay, sorry guys, didn't do that. I guess.
Yeah, they definitely want to throw down now.
Okay.
It's gonna be a 13. Oh, sorry, they're still whispering for some reason. There we go. All right. Why did it not add them? Let's try that again. There it is. All right, Ladrian. You see more Vegas and Tiano are ready to fucking throw down here.
I'll take a step over and shield bash.
All right, going for that shield bash. 14 is not going to do it.
Well, that's my turn.
All right. Fair enough. In that case, more Vegas and his son are gonna go. This guy's gonna run around you. They're both gonna go in. More Vegas gonna go with 3 dagger attacks. His son's gonna go in with 2. Let's go for it. 27 for 5.
That'll hit.
8 and 10. Those both miss. But on the first one, you're going to take that 5 damage. I need you to make a fortitude save. 16. That is exactly enough to resist whatever weird poison they've smeared on the blades. Ooh, shit. Hold on. He does have flanking. So I'm actually going to roll an extra d6 on your damage. Put an extra 4 on top of that. All right, Tiano is now going to go in with 2 stabs as well. Both miss. Alaric.
First action, move here. Up. To there. Second action, command animal. First action for Thorn will be to move here, give me flanking. Then Thorn's can attack Tiano.
All right. Also, you guys do have a Lucky Drunk's Blessing in the chat if you guys want to do that.
Good to know. That's not the right feat. So Thorn's gonna attack with the jaws. 19 with it, plus what our flanking does.
That's gonna hit then. Yeah, plus 2 is
Okay.
the flanking.
Cool. So 10 damage.
All right,
And
10
then-
damage on Tiano.
Not raging, but I can just attack with my great sword. Sorry, my great pick.
Okay, going for the non-rage attack.
Yep.
That is a hit for 6.
Cool.
Tiano is still up though.
Okay.
Edgar.
Would that have been a 28, which would have been a critical?
Oh yeah, because of flanking.
With 28, is 1 shy of being a critical. Actually, they have 19 AC.
Okay.
Okay.
Thorn got lucky then.
Is this guy considered flanked to me because of the flanking here? I don't know how.
Is he? No, you don't have a flank. You got to be able to draw a line through someone.
Could I have had Thorn move down to here? That's basically.
I would say nah, not for the purpose of
Yeah, so
flanking, because it's like only a half square.
That's what I was thinking. Yes, fair. I
Um,
couldn't quite tell the lighting, so.
Then I will devise a stratagem on Tiano. Well, that's gonna hit. 19. Correct.
all right. 19. That is definitely gonna hit.
He will take. Now this is the sword cane. He'll take 2 piercing and 6 precision.
Okay, 2 pieces of precision. He is still up.
He will be flat-footed to, I guess, Alaric, so he doesn't have to command animal, or at least he doesn't have to move Thorn.
Okay.
And then devise Ray Shield for the third.
All right, sounds good. And Grounder.
Is there a way to deal with this bite?
Say that again.
Is there a way to deal with this bite?
With which bite? Oh
Yeah, I can treat disease.
Yeah, you'll have to like do some disease treating, but not like a heal spell wouldn't do it.
Okay. Grounder will move, but he's not gonna participate because he's definitely side-eyeing everybody right now.
All right, Ladrian.
Should be at Bash Tiano.
Okay. 24 for 6. This was really a hit. This guy is looking pretty damn close to going unconscious. Oof, 10's not gonna hit though.
And I'll raise my shield.
All right, shield goes up. They're honestly just gonna keep going in on Ladrian as they have the tactical advantage from flanking. One of them missed all his attacks, so he still has the poison. Tiano, Morvigus is going to spend an action to quickly apply another dose of that poison. And he's going to go in with 2 stabs. If Roll20 wants to let it roll. Come on now. Oh shit, hold on. It's doing Tiano's rolls, which are wrong. Let's try that again. There you go. So miss on that. And 8. So you dodge both of his. Tiano's going to go in now. They have the same stats, but only one of them you can see for some reason. 19, 27. Any of those hit?
I'll miss.
All right. Little daggers, like they just can't find a fucking gap past your shield, your blade, and your armor. Alaric.
I'm gonna start by commanding animal to have Thorn attack Tiano.
Roger that. Go for those rolls.
24.
That is a hit, and with 9 exactly, Tiano is going to go unconscious.
Cool. I'm just gonna leave Thorn there then. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Then second action. This guy's flat-footed against me. Is that correct?
No, Tiano was.
Oh, oops. Sorry, my bad. Messed up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Anyway, I will. Second action, I'll start raging.
Okay, going for the rage. I will
And
activate
then
your
third
stuff.
action will be attack this guy.
Okay. Yeah, going for
Yeah,
Morvigus.
Yeah, free pick. Oof. Yeah, it's not gonna hit. That's it for me.
All right, in that case, it is Edgar.
Right, I will stride to give flanking to Alaric. He can take attack of opportunity if he has it.
I will double check. I don't believe these Caligny do. They do not.
Okay. And then I will devise a stratagem for my second action. A 20 will hit.
Mm-hmm.
Third action. What? Yeah, third action strike. He will take with the sword cane. Ooh, max.
Nice.
So 12 damage. Fuck. You just kind of stab like right through, like almost like kidney on the side, out the front of him.
And I will make him flat-footed to Ladrian.
All right. Flat-footed to Ladrian. Grounder, you're still observing? All right. If you're still observing, then Ladrian, you have a flat-footed enemy in front of you.
Shield bash.
Go for it.
It's a crit.
That would be a crit.
Because of the flat-footed, yeah, the 27 is exactly a crit now. So they are knocked back 5 feet. And are almost dead.
Stride over and hit again. That would be a 17 against 17, right?
Yeah, against flat-footed. That's exactly flat-footed. And with that one, you kind of like smash him back. He's like stumbling, reeling from that blow. You move up from behind him and just, again, backhand with the shield, like right to the base of the skull, and he goes unconscious. And we are out of combat.
All right, I say we tie him up and leave him in the stairwell to collect later for processing.
Sounds right to me.
All right, you guys are gonna
Sounds
get
good to me.
blah, 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 blah.
We'll search them and take any weapons or contraband.
All right. So you do certainly find some contraband. You are going to find 10 doses of Shiver, which is a rather potent drug. Here, I'll show it to you guys in a second.
Ooh. Yeah, that's stuff on them. Good stuff too.
So about 10 doses of this like hallucinogenic venom from like cave spiders.
Ooh, gross.
Highly addictive.
Yeah, I gladly stopped that from getting out there.
You can also see they don't have any gear that's like really worth anything to strip away. But between the two of them, they do still have 4 more doses of black smear poison, which I believe I can drag and drop for you guys as well here, because I don't have that one. Basically, it is a poison that gradually just does damage and enfeebles you over and over again.
Ugh.
All right.
The XP.
Oh, sorry, XP, yes. XP for these two dudes. That is going to be 80 XP.
465. Almost there. Almost half.
Okay.
Grounder, are you
Is it
okay?
80 XP? Okay.
Grounder, he goes up to you, asks if you're you all right. Here, I'm going to stash these two dudes in the stairwell for you guys later. What do you say to them, Grounder?
It depends on in what sense that you're asking. If you're asking about my arm, probably not. If you're asking about you all being very questionable and taking a bribe from criminals and letting them go, no, I'm not all right.
Okay, let's do this one at a time. So, physically, how do you feel? You were bitten.
My arm itches.
Fair.
Is that a sign of ghoul fever? Would I know that from the religion check from earlier?
Yeah, I'd say you would. I mean, you could probably see the wound looks slightly like grayish.
Oh God. We need to get you somewhere so I can treat you. I don't know if we want to wait. I don't think we should. I mean, it depends if we can get all this done by the end of the day.
There's also up to you guys if you want to take it as well. But there's also a magic item on one of them. It wasn't in their stat block, but it is in the book.
What is it?
You can see that one of their bags is giving off a magical aura. Be an Arcana check to suss it out. This is a bag of holding type 1.
Ooh.
Nice.
That'll be useful.
There you guys go.
That'll be useful.
And your second point. Well, I can argue that Alaric and Ladrin were innocent of accepting the bribe. That was my fault. I didn't want to go back on my word and letting them go. But I think we got the I think the information far outweighs two low-level criminals.
Fair enough.
If that's, I'll try to. Sorry, it's a part of my past. I don't know. I'm always out for the bigger fish rather than some low-life drug dealers.
Grounded doesn't respond, but in his head, he's thinking, yeah, you didn't break your promise, but your oath in question.
So there's still some suspicion lingering.
I personally would prefer if we don't do that in the future. It makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, I know. However, when we go into the House of Plains, we're not Edgewatch. All of you need to understand that. But we're dead men.
That's interesting. On that note, let's take our first just like a bio break here. Be back in like 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
And for those watching, we're gonna quick ad. And we'll be back in 5.
Indeed.
Speaking of Dew, I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw like someone was telling me they're making Mountain Dew alcohol.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, for me, I assume personally. If
Fair
I had to guess their fucking target audience.
Fair enough.
Ooh. All right. Anyway, so you guys are still kind of in this Undercity section, trying to find the entrance to the House of the Plains. This area appears to kind of have some old crumbled ruins. That doesn't really need a lighting block on it, so I'm just gonna remove it. You can see it's just a collapsed room. Looks like the cave kind of continues around down here. You can also see there's some sort of like waterway over to the west.
Swim.
It seems to be a shallow pond fills the western half of the chamber. Its placid surface revealing glowing cave fish that swim through the water. At the pond's northeastern edge, water flows into a stream that runs north before cascading down into a yawning pit in the floor from which a faint glow emerges.
Is there anything you can do for Grounder's Bite now?
So, to treat his bite, I would need about probably a good hospital bed, some instruments, and probably about 8 to 10 hours. Treat his
fair.
infection.
I guess I would say you guys would know that it doesn't it's not going to take effect until at least in the morning.
Yeah, I need about 8 hours.
Grounder, your call. I'll support you if you think we should go back and get that tended to.
Still very clearly in his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can keep going.
Fair enough.
Alright. If it gets bad, I can treat you here. I've got healer's tools with me.
Cool.
How are you, Ladrin? You got knifed up a bit. Are you okay?
I'm alright. Could be better, but I'm okay.
Well, here. Let's take 10 minutes and I can help treat your wounds.
Okay. Yeah, you guys take a 10-minute there.
So yeah, it's DC 15. I have assurance. So 16.
Oh, yeah, then you're totally fine.
For 12 hit points.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you kindly.
The hefty amount.
Yeah, for some reason it's saying I have 48 maximum hit points. I definitely do not. That would be awesome if I did, though.
I wonder where that number is coming from, then.
I'm at 38, but I have a D12.
Did you add, like, some temp last time or something?
No, everything's 0. Except for my class is at 20, my ancestry's at 8, but it's displaying 48 instead of 28.
It's really weird.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck it's doing that.
Does your shield have any HP that might do something to that?
No, my shield's HP is factored differently. It shouldn't be showing up in that.
That's not 20, is it?
That's bizarre.
It's normally 20, but I have it set to 19 right now, and it's still showing 48.
Yeah.
Gotcha, that's super weird.
Okay, well, okay, fair enough. I guess we'll just know that it should be like... What? I mean, it should be 28 then?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, fair enough. Okay. So... I'll see if I can figure out why it's doing that later. Where are you guys heading down? Are you guys heading down or heading, like, to this, like, water edge?
I guess we should try the water's edge, because that'd be seems like an easy box to check before we move on.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So... You guys can see that it does continue up to like another path to the left there. There's that kind of pool I was talking about the water running into. Oh yeah, I think it's something. Grounder, you know, I think they do still. I think they've done a lot to earn your trust. I'm fuck. Holy shit! I think I would have. Is it Kuakoa? Is that how I say it?
Kuako.
Kuakoa. I'm Kuakoa.
Nice to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you too. I feel like he's gonna talk like that until badgers are like so vicious. I feel like when he's in combat, he's like fucking cool. All right, cool beans. So you guys have a path to the left up here to investigate, or going down. I'd say give me a perception check as you're around the pool.
That's a mighty pretty fish. I haven't been fishing in a while.
Have you seen
I
those
really should do that.
glowfish? Shoot. God damn.
Oh my.
You guys
Brandon,
are
what do you think about that fish? We should go
real
fish together
taken by
sometime.
these fish. You know what? A tank of glowfish would really lighten up the room at the Edgewatch barracks.
As long as we don't overfish.
What's that?
26. Oh, nice.
That does help, although you're no longer raging, right?
Correct.
So I'm gonna say, let's say, if you're next to Ladrian,
Oh yeah, I can't see that much. I can
You
see
can't-
around here.
yeah, you can see about there-ish. You don't see anything because technically it's out of your range of vision, but you hear some sort of like wet sliding sound, like something wet moving over stone.
Can I
coming
roll
from
nature to see
here.
if I recognize that sound or know what the sound is?
Sure. You're not quite sure. It sounds like something heavy and moist moving over stone.
I'll pass it on to you guys and say, like, we should probably be careful here, guys.
I'll take a stroll down to the southern portion of the lake.
All right, the southern portion of the lake. Okay. I'd say as you guys are getting close to around here, give me one more perception check, Ladrian, so you can kind of start seeing into the lower room. Edgar and Ladrian, you guys swear you see something fly by in the darkness, going off to the east, to the right.
Dear Lord. Okay. Big, small?
About the size of like a soccer ball. If soccer balls had wings.
Huh. What do you think, Ladrin? Should we go investigate?
Wouldn't hurt.
Well, it might, but nothing we can't handle.
Well, I'd prefer to face it head on as opposed to it coming up behind us when we turn around.
Well, I can't see, so
All right.
Hey, guys.
All right. Big golden snitch.
oh no.
So I'm gonna kind of describe the cave you're starting to walk into there. Nope, that's the other cave. The ceiling in this part of the cavern soars up almost 20 feet. Tunnels exit to the north and east. To the southwest, near the ruins of a sunken building, a third passage was clearly once walled shut with white bricks, but the bricks had been removed to create a narrow pathway. A small bundle of dark rags lies in the center of the floor near the mangled corpse of what looks like a fiendish severed head with bat wings.
That's not good.
You're not sure exactly what it is yet, but I'm going to show you. They don't actually have the art in this pack, but I happen to have the art on Roll20 already from a different campaign.
Rise of the Rune Lords.
It is from Rise of the Rune Lords.
Oh, that's not friendly.
No, it's not.
No.
As you guys look at that body, go ahead to identify this. It's going to be an Arcana or a Nature check or a Religion check, as they kind of have two types. All right. So, pretty much everyone there, I guess except for Alaric, would identify these as Vargoyles. Dark, the blackened, bat-winged fiend's head, tentacles dangling from the chin and scalp. They're these kind of creepy outsiders, but they like to occupy areas in the mortal planes like graveyards, battlefields, anywhere with like death and decay. They usually like to swoop down on their opponents from above. They could do a few different things, including they have a famous kiss attack, which you do not want to get hit by, because it can cause your head to turn into a Vargoyle and then fly away.
Thanks.
They also have a like venom that makes it, if you don't resist their venom, you can't magically cure their wounds. Also, their shriek can be paralyzing. So that's something to look out for. So you guys can kind of see that body up ahead over here. Do you guys advance or kind of just like leave it be?
Oh, it's dead, right?
It is dead, yes.
Well, it's probably the Vogel's body. I'll rush shield bash it.
The body?
No, the Vargol.
The Vargul is also a body. There's like a body and a Vargul body.
Oh.
So there is like a small bundle of rags. Looks like a small body lying near the mangled corpse of the Vargul.
Gotcha. You know, I swear I saw something flying here, so I think there's still one around. I'm gonna look for it.
All right, I'd say if you kind of advance, give me the perception check.
I'll walk next to him.
Hello.
All right.
That's a body.
You see they're waiting to swoop down on you, but there are two Vargul hiding 20 feet up in the stalactites.
I point on Mount and I raise my shield.
All right. They see you point, and with we're going to roll for initiative as it looks like they're getting ready to screech. Let's get the Caligny out of the order. We don't need them anymore. 27 for the Varguls.
But they're flying, right? So they can't. I can't reach them with my weapons, right?
They are currently flying, yes.
That's not good.
All right. Cool. That is going to be the Varguls first. They are both going to swoop down next to Ladrian, and they are each going to let off their Shriek ability. So everyone needs to make a DC 16 Fortitude save.
Animals too.
Animals
Assume
too.
so.
If you fail, you are paralyzed for 3 rounds.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, I thought I rolled that. Did I roll that? Oof. One sec. That's the second one was Thorn. I'm gonna use my hero point for my first Fortitude roll. It just put me down to 0 though, so if I die, I'm in trouble.
Okay. I mean,
Oh no.
so you are paralyzed for
Which
3
also means
rounds.
that I can't command Thorn. He was not paralyzed. So
Oof.
what's Thorn's default thing when she can't? Let me check this up quickly. I think it's she had default thing when don't command her to do something. I'll look
Uh,
up quickly.
that I don't know. But that was so moving to you guys and doing a screech is all 3 of their actions. So Edgar, that's you.
All right, I will devise a stratagem on the gargoyle in front of Ladrian.
Cool beans.
Ooh.
You're not quite sure what their AC is yet. What do you think? You want to risk it?
Yeah. They're tiny, aren't they? Like small, or are they medium sized?
I believe they are small sized.
Yeah, they're probably
Yeah, they
just
are
not
small
gonna hit.
sized. They're small. They're just like the size. They're
Um,
like literally the size of a head.
Yeah. So second action, I will. Is there any way to get someone out of the paralyzed? No, it's just a. Okay. Raise my shield, and then third action. I guess we call knowledge, see if I know anything more about them. Or did you already explain most of the useful things?
Sorry, give me one sec.
Oh,
Okay. So I explained their abilities. You guys rolled pretty well. I would say you know that they only things I didn't say is they speak Infernal, but they don't have any like resistances or anything like that.
Okay, well then I guess for my third action, since I want to waste recalling more knowledge, since we already did roll really well, I will stride.
Okay.
Through 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, that's my turn.
All right. In that case, Ladrian.
I would like to buy a shield bash, Alex.
All right, by that shield bash.
I would like to return that shield bash.
Yeah, purchase
get a
did not
refund.
come with a receipt, unfortunately. So neither of those are gonna hit the Vargols.
I raise my shield.
Okay, it's fair. Alaric, you are still paralyzed. Did you figure out what like the default thing for your wolf?
just don't. It doesn't take any actions except for defending itself.
Okay. It kind of is probably just like circling you, kind of just like sniffing around.
Yeah. However, I did find something else, which is that there actually is a roll for command animal, which I didn't realize you had to do, which I had to roll a nature check against the animal's build DC.
Oh.
But you can adjust that DC if the animal has a good attitude towards me, so yeah, that's also relevant. But just for future reference, I didn't realize that, so sorry.
That's fine. Well, I mean, we'll do it next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so Grounder. And Kuakoa.
So Grounder can't see anything at the moment, so he will move forward.
Okay. Alright, you got a clear line of sight on those Vargols now.
Right.
Alright.
Oh, wait.
So it's going to be Electric Arc. To each of them, 14 reflex saves. Okay.
Hold on.
Left one fails, right one passes.
I was double mistaken about the animal companion thing. Commanding animal on an animal companion does not have a check.
Alright, fair enough then. 6 damage to the one on the left. Alright. 'Tis the Vargols. Vargoyles. I've never really been sure how to pronounce it, to be honest.
I've always heard Vargul.
Vargul? Okay, Vargul it is. right. So one of them is gonna fly over to Alaric because he's paralyzed.
And try to kiss me.
He is gonna try to kiss you.
No.
So let me just read the kiss ability.
I'm in trouble here.
I don't think. Okay. So it does just kiss you. Doesn't need to roll. I see it's like leans forward, like its tentacle beard like grabs your neck. As give me a fortitude save.
Okay, I'm pretty good at that, I think. And for the record, I have no hero points left, guys.
All right, you do not succumb to the disease that removes your head.
That's good.
Fuck yeah. All right.
Bad.
Cool beans. I actually did a lot more hero points this session. I've been slacking on hero points. That's my bad.
That's fair.
All right, second one, Ladrian. It's probably just gonna go in on you with some bites. So do 3 fang attacks. 27 for 8.
I will block that with my shield and take 1.
Okay, reduce that to 1. Go ahead and make a fortitude save against the venom in its fangs. Your wounds are still able to be healed by magic. You resist its poison. Second attack, nat 1, and a 19, which would have been a very good bite, but not a hit. Alright, that is the head's turn. It's going to be Edgar.
We'll devise a stratagem. Ooh, no. But we will do second action feint against its will DC. I guess it's already flat-footed. Oh, look at me, big brain here, big brain.
Sorry, yeah, it's flat-footed.
Yeah. Jesus, guys. Okay, here we go. I have a.
You're good. You're good. Take your time.
And then we'll just third action strike. Hey, okay.
All right, damn.
For five piercing.
All right, got that 5 piercing.
I don't know if a 26 crits, but
26 does not crit. All right. That's Edgar Ladrian.
Shield bash. This one.
Okay. It's got its flat-footed AC right now. That's definitely a hit this time. Second one is not a hit though. He's kind of like rocket back in midair. All right. And raise shield is the last one. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Alaric is still paralyzed. So that's gonna be Grounder.
So the one that's trying to kiss Alric.
Okay. What are you trying to do? Okay. Go for it. What are you rolling for it? A sling. Okay. No. 8 does not do it.
Reload and try again.
Hell yeah.
Well, I tried.
Well, time to hit the old dusty trail. Alright. Vargul's turn. Alaric's still there. It's just gonna keep making out with him. Give me another fortitude save. Oh! Safe again.
I do not like being kissed by these things.
Yeah, it's not
Also,
great.
then +9 because of my I'm an expert at fortitude.
Yeah, it's gonna if anyone was gonna be paralyzed by this,
It was lucky as me.
yeah, I was lucky it was you. All right, the remaining one is gonna try to divide its bites between Edgar and Ladrian's gonna go in with the first bite or the first fang attack, excuse me, on Edgar. 24 for 7.
all right.
Then back to Ladrian. It's a miss, and then back to Edgar. Also a miss. Which is Edgar's turn now.
All right, I'll need to subtract this Okay.
You're good.
Yeah, devise a stratagem again. Oh yeah.
Whew,
Then we'll
baby.
stab with the second strike.
What is that? What is that with the? What is that total to?
Oh, 26 or 28.
20. Well,
Whatever.
26 or 28 are both crits.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
actually going to be crit damage on this one.
So that would be
Oh,
10 critical damage, and then
then the precision.
or yeah, one. It's just 1d6 and then double, right?
Yes. Oh, bait.
22.
Ladrian, you're like getting ready to like square up with the shield again, and you see Edgar's blade, the sword cane, just like extend out of the Vargul's mouth, and as it pulls it back out, it just collapses to the ground.
Nice.
The wings kind of like flop a little bit, but it is done.
Well done.
Alaric would be cheering for you had not been that paralyzing gets you another one.
You look over, Alaric's eyes are like flicking back and forth. He's like,
And I'll third action stride.
Okay.
To where I can see the like right here.
Very valid. Okay. In that case, Alaric, this is your last round of being paralyzed.
What?
So start a next turn, you're gonna be unparalyzed here.
Oh, okay. Cool stuff.
Alright, in that case, Grounder. One of them is down. This one is slightly injured, but still cooking.
You skip Ladrian.
Oh, sorry, did I skip Ladrian? My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I double tapped. Ladrian, apologies. Go about your shield business.
I will be all shieldy on the Vargul that's making out with
I
Alaric.
would say normally it has cover around that rock, but it's like literally, it's basically on his square at the moment, so I think you got full reign here. Because of the fucking familiar of Grounder, you are flanking, which reduces its AC to 16, so that's a hit. 15's just gonna miss, though. And raising your shield, I assume?
Yep.
So then it's back to Grounder.
Got a familiar only for flanking.
I mean, it's fucking helpful, I'll give you that. Um, 15 is not gonna do it. Kind of just bounces off one of its wings. You wanna reload and try again?
Instead, I'm gonna cast a spell.
Oh, okay.
Do I think this thing is chaotic or evil?
Not chaotic, but yes, evil.
We will do a good divine lance.
Oh, fuck yeah, okay. Your beam of divine energy, which is kind of like, for you with your particular pantheon, it's a mix of this like burning heart of the forge red light, but then spiraling around it is this like coastal blue light of like water and nature. It's gonna lance forward. That is absolutely a hit for 8 damage. This thing is not looking good. As that spell blasts forward. There's gonna be one last attempt to kiss Alaric.
Okay, guys. $17.
17 is a fail.
Oh no!
Hero point.
I think he's out of hero points.
I'm out.
Can I
of
give
it.
him mine?
Lucky drunk.
Ooh,
Well,
Lucky
that's-
Ooh,
Drunk.
you guys do
We
still
do-
have a
we
lucky
did get
drunk.
one
Do you
of
want to
those.
use it?
I was Lucky Drunk too.
It's from the chat. It's an extra +2. to any
Okay,
roll.
does 19, would 19 do it?
19 does pass. The DC is 18.
Ah, thank you. Thank you for giving that to us. Thank you so much.
It was Drow. It was Drow. That was fucking
thank you,
close.
Drow.
Okay. Seeing that you are about to
that.
get back awake, let me just double check. The kiss is single action. It is going to attempt to bite Ladrian and then try to fly away over the water. So let's go in for Fang. Not even close. It is going to move, let's see, 25 to here. It's kind of just hovering over the water. Edgar.
Let's see. I can't see it. So I will.
Oh yeah, it's outside the fucking range of the halo.
Damn, being a human.
Yeah, it's in the dim light.
You can still see it. It's just a little bit hard.
Does it like give it bonus to AC, or I can't attack
If
it?
something's in dim light and you don't have dark vision, I want to say it does increase
concealed.
a little bit. Yeah.
Or it's right? It's concealed.
Something
What's
like
concealed do?
That one's not.
I think I have to roll a flat check to see if I can even affect it. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. They have the concealed condition, unless the seeker has dark vision or low light vision. And the concealed condition. You can still be observed. You're tougher to target. A creature that you're concealed from must succeed at a DC 5 flat check. So,
Okay.
straight D20 roll, 5 or higher, you can still attempt a ranged attack on it.
All right. We will devise a stratagem. Oh yeah.
That'll do.
So I'm going to drop my sword cane as my free action.
Okay.
Second action, pull out that vial of alchemist fire. And then third action,
now.
throw it.
I believe it'd be the same roll as.
So it'd be
like your
15,
range weapon.
23, because I am trained in martial weapons.
Okay, all right. Alchemist fire.
So it should be 1d8.
Yes, correct. All right.
And then.
Or sorry, you automatically get that stratagem. So that is I think it's just a straight D8 fire damage.
Yeah, d8 fire. So it takes 5.
As the flames kind of splash across it with that kind of like, alchemical fire alighting on the water and still like burning on the surface, the fish like scatter. The Varghul is barely alive.
Yeah. Does it take splash damage too?
I think everything
So
around it takes the splash damage. It takes like the D8, and then everything else takes like the.
And it's got 1 persistent fire damage.
1%.
So it's gonna take 1 damage next at the end of its turn.
I'll put a little red marker on it.
All right, and that's everything.
Ladrian.
I've got 8 left.
I'm gonna do a run and jump and shield strike. Do I need to make an athletics first?
I mean, yeah. Give me an athletics check. Absolutely. Full like dead ass sprint. Run through the animals, push Alaric out of the way as he's like coming to from the paralysis, jump from the shore, and I imagine you just like two-hand the shield, like holding both sides of it, and just like baseboard swing it down on this thing. Absolutely goes down. Beautiful maneuver.
Splash in the water, and then I try to swim
Yeah.
up.
The water is like 12 feet deep, so give me another athletics check. Make sure you don't sink.
Okay.
You are okay. It's still water, which means it's just a DC 10. Okay. Wow. Holy shit. That was an insane last maneuver.
I'm
I
gonna walk
think.
over here and say I'm glad I can move so I can watch so I can move my head to watch that.
I think honestly that final 1-2 combo, I'm gonna give Edgar and Ladrian a hero point right there with a just yeeting a burning flask into the darkness and then shield slamming the guy.
That was incredible, guys. That was incredible.
Good lord. Okay, so they are okay. So everybody is gonna get 80 XP.
Sweet. That's what happens when you don't let some monster kiss you.
Yeah.
545.
Oh god,
Yeah,
that was
that's
close.
right.
All right.
So yeah,
Anyone else need treated?
besides the mental scarring from kissing that thing, I think I'm fine.
So apart from I mean, you find another one like the dead drug dealers was the other body, by the way. So there's not much more besides the more of that poison in this room.
I'm back to full.
All right.
How much is that poison?
How much is it like worth?
No, how much? How many doses?
3 more doses of black smear poison. There's a black smear poison.
Well, that was mighty unfortunate for that fella.
Yep.
Crime doesn't
Larry,
pay.
you got a little bit of lipstick on right there.
I glare at you, but still wipe my mouth just in case.
Just in case. Fuck yeah. Yeah, so really the only place you haven't looked through would be like the left of this hallway up here. Although that is where you heard the weird like sliding sound coming from.
There's nothing else down this way.
You would presume that tunnel is going even deeper. It's probably how the Caligny get down to the Darklands.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we don't go that way.
Which is
To the slurpy slurp.
far away from y'all's jurisdiction.
Yeah.
What about the room down here, Ben? Can we go looking at it?
This one, it's just a collapsed room. I'll save you some time. It's nothing of interest, really.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Thor and say, "You ready? Some more action."
I'll raise my
Oh.
shield.
Grab the cane, get the shield, get the badger, all the greatest hits. Especially
As we pass, I'm just gonna look at where the thing fell and nod my head like, "Wow, that was impressive." It really was.
fair. All right. So, now that give me another perception check, Ladrian. I'm just looking at the range of your light right now, and Edgar, you can make this too. All of you can make this now that Ladrian is advanced.
Damn, I love those fish so much. I really got to come back down here.
I'm just like thinking about how badass me and Ladrian look. I'm not even paying attention.
I'm still by the
Good
kiss.
God. Well,
Grounder
luckily, Grounder is paying attention. Grounder, you can tell there is something lying in wait in the pit at the edge of the pool. Over here. Something all curled up.
You best information on doing this too.
Can we see it now that it's pointed out, or?
Begrudgingly tell you that
You can tell there's something curled up. It's hard to tell what it is. It looks like it's like something long that is like compressed itself.
I'm gonna pull up the pick, just hold it just in case. Make the move. So those are advancing, yes.
All right. As Ladrian gets that close, I'm gonna say it's definitely not gonna catch you flat-footed, but it's gonna start lunging out of the pit and bring us into initiative order. Let me bring it to this lair. You see this creature pop up.
That's entirely friendly.
Ironically, they fought one of these in Curse of Strahd as well.
A grit. Interesting.
We're gonna roll for initiative.
It looks like we already have already.
Oh god, nat 1 on its initiative. It did not get the ambush it hoped. Grounder, what's your bonus? 7? Yeah, okay. It's gonna go before Grounder. Alright. This lovely Grick is ready to attack, but Alaric, you are up first.
Okay, first action, move up here.
Yeah, so it's like this really like tough-skinned worm-like monster. Its
Actually,
mouth like opens.
Actually, I can try more than that. Move over here. First action. Second action, command animal.
Okay.
Move Thorn here. Thorn attacks with a flanking.
Yep, got that flat-footed AC on it.
Yep. 11 with flanking.
11, even with flanking, that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, it's there. Okay, third action will be I'll attack with my great pick.
All right.
Sec, I'll scroll down.
Let's see if this is going to be a hit. That is a hit for 14.
Ooh.
With flanking, don't forget.
Hell of a swing. Yeah. So 22. You're not raging right now, though, right?
Correct.
Okay. So no extra from that. That is your turn.
Yep.
Ladrian.
I will circle around and shield bash.
Okay. Again, got the flat-footed AC with. Very close to a crit, but not quite.
Including flanking, right?
And even with flanking, it is not crit. But still 10 bludgeoning damage, as this thing is just getting absolutely bodied before it can even react.
At 20.
As I said, absolutely fucking bodied, as you just, like, just smash it dead center of its, like, worm body. It full splits in half and dies.
I offer Ladrian a fist.
Out of initiative order.
Fist bump.
Holy fuck. My enemies have been getting fucking bodied tonight. Okay. Wow. Everybody's gonna get some XP. Everybody, a little undeservingly, gets 60 XP.
Yeah.
Wow, that was fucking something. Okay, so the tunnel here ends in a door of iron-banded wood set in a frame of white brick. Not quite thick enough to muffle the sounds of festivities of Bacchanalian magnitude.
All right, now I normally wouldn't do this, but I'm going to help out. I'm going to change into that Asmodeus full plate armor.
Oh, that's a power move, dude.
And take the tower shield that came with it and hold that instead of my normal shield.
Oh yeah, you definitely look like a full-on
my man.
Diabolus, my man. Also, what a good word, Bacchanalian. Like, fuck.
Good word.
Some top tier work, writers.
All right.
And I will suppress my halo once we get to the door.
I'm going to
suppress the halo.
I'm gonna take my badge off and hide somewhere.
Okay, removing badges. I'm gonna gather you guys up. And it's not. I think we actually do come back here in book 2 where there's a map, but we don't have the map yet. So what I'm gonna do is bring us to a separate Paizo map that I bought and prepared, which is the red light district. Just for a different vibe.
Fair enough.
All right. Cool. All right. All right, let's get some Bacchanalian noises going. All right. So, we have made it to the House of the Plains, the trendiest new watering hole in Absalom Station. Now, To navigate the house, each of the rooms that is in the in this book, will have information about the different underworld figures in that room. In different encounters, you guys can try to make diplomacy checks, anything else you might think of, stuff to like loosen tongues and get some fucking information. Since you guys know you have a bit of evidence about now the Dreaming Palace and Ralso. You guys, if you try to make a check against a patron in one of the rooms about that subject, you get a +4 to diplomacy.
Ooh.
Because you've heard some rumors. All right. So,
Out of character, do you still have those drugs we confiscated?
I mean, you do, yeah, presumably.
No, we might need to, bribe some people if need be. Hopefully,
God.
we won't have to. Hopefully, we won't have to.
That's my kind of thinking.
All right. So as you guys enter the first room, you can tell the first room is modeled after the Boneyard, where the dead go to be judged by Pharasma before going to their selected afterlives. The walls of this room have been painted with an endless field of gravestones under a black sky. Open archways along the walls lead to numerous other rooms. A tall, black-robed woman with long white hair and ash-colored makeup perches on a spiral-marked headstone in the room's center, next to an oversized stone sarcophagus filled with dirt. A rather scantily dressed and entirely blasphemous depiction of Pharasma, the Lady of Graves.
Uh-huh.
All
right, now, honey babies, are you ready for some judgment?
Your loyal servant would wish to be judged as I'll pull out my holy symbol.
Oh, I'm sure I can always find a place for my loyal subjects.
Wait, do you worship Pharasma?
Edgar does work for Pharasma, I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Yeah.
What's up?
So what do you guys say to her? Crowd just suppressing so many eye rolls. Oh yeah, it's all very, very over the top.
Alec is probably partly just whatever and partly trying to hold back laughter. He's getting some trouble figuring out how much is amusing, how much of this is just stupid.
Ladrine is going to give a very guttural grunt and make a motion towards his symbol of Asmodeus, and kind of with his hands, kind of motion her to lead the way.
Oh, someone looking for hell. I'm sure that judgment can be arranged. You sure you don't want to stay here and have a seat on my spire before you go?
24 intimidate to get her to the fucking point.
You see she kind of slowly curl your gauntlet around the fucking Asmodean mace. And she definitely kind of chokes a little bit. Oh, look at that. Well, looks like a lot of you must be off over to kind of swallows nervously, off to the pits of hell, as it were. So she does it, but before you go, you want to do the challenge for my room?
I'm gonna just raise an eyebrow.
Basically, every room is gonna have a challenge that the guests do as kind of a party thing. But it will help you in any conversations you have with people.
I'll do it.
Oh, it's easy. Just let me bury you alive in the sarcophagus full of dirt. Then you'll have to escape.
Sure, let's do it.
I can do that.
Founder will try to.
All right, so she sets up a few of them.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, sets a few. Anyone who is doing this, go ahead and give me a fortitude and a will save, both of them,
Oh Lord.
to bust through and to stop yourself from panicking. Ladrian, you climb out like it's fucking nothing. Alaric, you panic a little bit, and she's not as inclined to talk to you.
Fair enough.
Edgar just full fails to climb out, but doesn't freak out about it. You guys have to kind of haul him out. Grounder fucking nails it too. You and Ladry just climb out like, yeah, okay, we fucking did it. So you guys she can show you where the hell room is. You could also like talk to her, try to get some more information.
What's in the hell room? Is there a challenge there too?
All right, so I was getting my culinary music going. What's in the hell room? You said?
Yeah. What's the challenge there like?
We scroll down past Axis and Elysium. You have to consent to be tortured with butterfly boots.
I don't know what those are.
Oh, the butterfly boots, we imported those from Tianjia. You lay down, you put one of your bare feet in this apparatus of wooden boards, then a fixed rope is pulled and the boards close real quick, smacking your feet in ankles in a butterfly wing motion.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Oh Lord.
Grounder is taking mental notes because he doesn't want to be obvious by taking actual notes.
My Lady of Graves. Your humble servant. As I kind of like move up closer to her.
She giggles.
Would love to know who you've judged recently.
Well, that one that's about to head out, I judged recently. She nods over. You see a female halfling is kind of adjusting their outfit and getting ready to go to a different room. Give me a knowledge underworld check, actually. See what she points her out to you. That's Leela Scandrabar, a known smuggler and a fence.
Have you judged any people from faraway lands? I'm interested in more exotic pursuits.
Oh my. People from faraway lands, well, I judged some gnomes earlier, I judged some elves. Said he was from Kyonin. There's some dwarfs around here. Any of those tickle your fancies?
A little. How about people from Minkai? Their artwork and their architecture really intrigues me, and other things.
Oh, well, I haven't judged any Minkai folks in quite some time.
That's a shame.
Did you all still want to go to the hell room? She kind of like looks nervously again at Ladrian, who's still wearing the fucking Asmodean plate.
I nod my
guess we
head
could.
sternly.
We could go there.
All right. Do you guys want to go straight there? Do you want to try to check some other rooms? Do you want to talk to the dwarf, or sorry, the halfling that's already in this room, or just kind of ignore her?
I'll go up to her.
Okay.
I'll let other people. I'll do that after other people decide what to do. But I'll do that.
I think I'll do a different room, see what other rooms there are first. I'll go to this Phasma person and say, what room would you recommend?
What room would I recommend? Well, personally, I'm a big fan of the Abyss room. A lot of succubi and incubi in there, if you catch my drift.
Technology. Is there a challenge in that room too?
Oh, of course.
Would you be willing to give more details on that?
Oh, well, Miss Molly Crimson and her, lovely low-cut dress. You might have to share a bottle of lovely Galton brandy with her.
Was that it?
That's it.
What other challenges are there in the other rooms? That doesn't seem quite my style.
Well, you could go to Abaddon, drink from the plague chalice. Just gotta not flinch. I hear it tastes something awful, though. Then, of course, you go to Axis, the realm of law and all that.
Stuff.
Very much a logic puzzle in there. Elysium. Heroes, dreamers, home to them. You just gotta put your hand in the griffin's mouth. And, hopefully it don't bite you.
Fair enough. I'll go to one of the poison chalice. Let it go.
Okay. Alright, so you're heading off to... Yeah, well, they did say it was the rat folk are like, oh yeah, it's like a half kink, half carnival club.
You know, I realized.
So you're heading off to the Abaddon room. Alaric's heading to Abaddon. Ladrian, you're heading to Hell. Edgar, you're about to talk to the smuggler in the Boneyard room. Grounder, where are you headed to? And then we'll kind of go person by person. So you're going to the Abyss. Okay. Let's start with this room, because we're already in here.
I guess I'll meet up in Hell afterwards.
Yeah. So you're gonna Edgar, you go up to this woman.
What's her name?
This is Lila Scandrabar.
Yeah, I'll just go up and be like, Lila, it's so good to see you.
Oh, do I know you?
Are you serious? It's me, John Locke.
John Locke, the famous philosopher?
Oh, damn it, I knew. That's the name I stole. That's my,
Oh, you're Gnome de Guerre.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Locke, and you seem a little familiar. You look like the type who might have, shall we call it, hot merchandise that needs to be offloaded as soon as possible. Also, chat did drop a random item. We're going to get to that in a hot minute.
Well, I do have hot merchandise, but I'm kind of looking for more fun than business when I'm here. But I saw you, and I thought I'd come up and ask you how you've been, what you've been up to.
Oh, give me a diplomacy check as he kind of looks around.
Ooh, we'll spend the hero point.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was a good use of a hero point. Max success. Oh, well, to be honest, Locke, business has been booming. The chaos of the, Radiant Festival. A lot of my, my bounty's kind of low value, so people haven't really been chasing me as bigger stuff going around. But I've been getting a lot of things from, well, she got out of prison a while ago, I'd heard, but this woman, Ralso, she's been fencing me a lot of stuff.
Oh, also, I remember her. I grew up in the puddles. I heard that she was like a master thief, and well, there was rumors that she was and I put my finger across my throat.
I heard she did some killing for hire too. Listen, she's got me some good stuff if you're interested. The most recent batch, it was like a bunch of, Minkayan goods from Minkai. There was like some rings, like a dragon necklace, a bunch of masonry tools, but they were pretty high quality.
Oh, I would love to buy some. Do you have any? Yeah, let's look at that jewelry.
She kind of like looks around, like pulls out it's like a necklace of like an Asian lung dragon.
All right, I'll inspect it. Does it have any like Minkayan language on it?
It does, yeah.
Could I do a society check? Because I know I don't speak
I would
it.
give me a society check.
But I want to see if I want to try to discern if there's a name. A 14.
It's hard. I would say 14 is hard to say.
All right, how much is for this?
Let's call it 2 gold pieces.
Done.
All right, here, hands it to you.
Yeah, I had heard. Rosso was back in business, and I heard, and I like look around. I hear there's a lot of business going down at the Dreaming Palace. Do you know anything about that?
I'll admit I don't know much about it, but if Ralso's working out of there, Cass Hamish in the Nirvana room might know.
Cash Hamish. Oh. Do I know that name? Being an underworld investigator, or can I roll?
Give me an underworld one. I'm gonna see if you would know Cass Hamish. Yeah, it would be an underworld one. You could do underworld.
18, since it relates
18?
to the skill
Okay.
or to the case.
Cass Hamish is a member of the Garrote Sisterhood, a local gang of female assassins. She's one of the deadliest of that group of assassins.
Garrote sister? What was it called? Garrote what?
The Garrote Sisterhood, or Garrote. I've heard it pronounced both ways.
Yeah.
Like this.
And then pink.
They're pretty easily recognizable.
Yeah, do they have like a sigil or a...
All the members of that assassin order all wear like stylized necklaces. It's like a silver wire, like they're being choked out by a Garrote.
Well, interesting. I'll have to go talk to her.
All right. Well, good seeing you, Locke. Good luck.
You as well. Good luck to you.
All right. Next, we're gonna go to well, I'll just go left to right. We're gonna go to the Hell Room with Ladrian. Red lanterns drench the room in bloody light, illuminating walls painted with fiery pits and rocky crags. All of the tables here are set into waist-high pits in the floor, and the bartender stands in their own bottle-lined pit in the center, sporting either a tiefling's brow horns or a set of remarkable fakes. You see elaborate torture devices stand ready all around the room. And based on the description, you see the man himself, the human power broker, lounging in one of the pits. You see Jeremy Hoff. This bad boy.
So bad.
Oh, he's bad.
This really isn't Ladrian's shtick, so he's just going to sit at the bar and order a drink.
Okay. Yeah, the kind of... It is a real tiefling. He's like, anything in particular? Just shot of something? What do you want?
I silently motion towards a bottle of fire whiskey.
Nods and just kind of plops down the bottle next to you with a clean glass.
And I'll just wait for the others to come.
All right. You kind of post up, keeping an eye on him here. I'm gonna say, give me a deception roll. See if he's gonna get a penalty for his perception roll to see if he notices you like scoping him out, like keeping an eye here.
I'll use a hero point.
Okay.
That was not
what-
a good use.
That actually was. He got an 8 on a nat 1.
Nice.
So he does not. He's just kind of talking to some of the patrons and not paying attention to you. So you have successfully found the man you're looking for. We're now gonna go to Grounder. Sorry, Grounder. Which room? You were going to the Abyss room, right, with the succubi and stuff.
Yes.
Okay. The walls of this room are painted with capering demons of all variety. There's no bar here, only a collection of glass cases that stand like pillars throughout the room. Inside each case is a bottle surrounded by different forms of unpleasantness. A bottle surrounded by worms, one by scorpions, one by blood, and even worse. In the corner, you see a beautiful female gnome. Give me a society check, see if you recognize her. Based on the description from earlier, 8 will be enough. This is Molly Crimson. She's bright red hair, kind of like a short crew cut with these like long opera gloves and low cut dress that's also bright red. She runs a coalition of sex workers in several neighborhoods, primarily the Precipice Quarter, ever since the festival started.
He's gonna note that, and then he'll cast. Looking at all the gross cages, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
he'll cast Detect Magic.
Ooh, okay. Some pulsars, magic. The only magical thing appears to be coming from her gloves. Give me an Arcana check. Her gloves are not just for show. She must not like gross things because her gloves are able to cast prestidigitation to clean things at will.
Misty.
I'll walk up to her and just say, I see you're not a fan of being touched either.
Well, I like being touched. Just want to make sure everything's clean first. Who are you? Hello? Who are you?
Just stares at her.
Just stared blankly.
He's typing.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not he's having there. Okay, let's see some challenge. I'm Molly Crimson. Usually my reputation precedes me. Tell you what, it's not every day people recognize my gloves. Maybe you get me a bottle of that Galton brandy over there. I'll give you a little something. Pat's like a wooden box next to her.
He gags and says, okay.
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 That one is in a case of Thuvian boar worms. Either make a fortitude save to just take the bites, or a reflex save to try to just like reach in and fucking grab the bottle from the glass case.
They are the same thing.
Okay, either one then.
Hero point.
Okay. Yeah, you smash it with that. You just quickly like pull it out. You take some of the bites, just ignore them completely. She was like, "Wow."
And he's not trying. He's not trying to be brave. Ew, the whole time.
It's like, it is kind of gross. Well, I took this off a client of mine. You know, those Pathfinder boys aren't all saints like some of them say. She opens the box, and the random item from chat that she dropped, she pulls out a Wayfinder. This bad boy. It's like a compass that the Society uses a lot, but it can hold an Aeon Stone inside, and when you put it in, it like powers up the stone, and it gains a new resonant power. I believe it also sheds light as per the light spell, so you guys can have another torch essentially on your belt.
He'll take it in response to they're not all saints. Don't I know it?
Well, she's just like, so, you're a good-looking bird. Anything else I can help you with?
He puts up his hand and just cuts her off. You're not my type. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Do you have any questions for anything, or should we cut to the next person?
He'll quickly hold up one of the poisons that they found. The shiver.
Oh, the drugs? Oh. She's like, oh, you are bad. You know, my girls stay pretty clean, but I'm sure you could find someone around these parts to have a rather extrasensory experience, if you catch my drift. Plenty of boys here, too.
Also not my type. But do you know who would bring this into the city? Do you know any suppliers?
Well, imagine those Caligini would bring it in. They've been bringing in different drug things into the club for a while.
Thank you. Enjoy your drink.
Alright. Talk to you later, sugar. Okay, so Alaric, did you decide where you're going next?
Yeah, I'm going to the wherever the poison, the plague chalices. Or whatever
Plague
it's called.
chalices, okay. And Ladrine is still posted up at the bar. Alright, Alaric, you are going to Abaddon. This nearly empty room is notably colder than the others. Guests sit on the bare stone floor or on chunks of rubble. The walls are painted with scenes of a vast wasteland, erupting volcanoes. A spherical light fixture on a wall only barely illuminates the room, and the exposed bits of flesh the different outfits are showing. You see a horse skull mask obscures the bartender's face as she sits cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by bottles and a single conspicuous half-full chalice.
I'm gonna sit down next to the across from the barkeeper in front of the chalice, and just nod.
Ah, do you wish to drink from the plague chalice?
That's what I'm here for.
Good, good. He offers the glass to you.
I take it to my hand. I don't put it in my mouth yet.
All right. He kind of leans in. He's like, "You drink this without flinching. Gonna get some cheers from these lovely guests in the room and some free drinks too. You flinch and well, they'll know you're a little bitch."
I smirk a little bit and say, "Let's see which I am then." I'll take a swig.
All right. Give me a fortitude save.
18.
Yeah. That is you beat the DC. The crowd like cheers. And
kind of like goblin food.
as they do, a male elf comes up behind you, kind of like slides his hands over your shoulders down your chest. I was like, that was quite impressive. Who are you, stranger?
They call me Jack Crowbar.
Kind of chuckles like, oh, I suppose I don't usually use my real name in here either. But what do I care? I'm drunk. The name's Debashi.
Do I know anything about this Debauchy person?
He kind of spins you around. You see this kind rare to see an elf like really drunk, but this elf is certainly drunk. Give me a society check. You would know he is a very good friend of Jeremy Hoff.
Gotcha.
Very good.
What can I do for you?
Oh, I thought we could spend a little time together. Is that too much to ask?
I'm actually trying to get as many of these challenges done as possible. They intrigue me, to say the least. You're welcome to follow me if you want, though.
Shrugs. Sure, I've got nothing better going on.
Okay. Let's go. What are the challenges I haven't done yet?
There's Axis, there's like a logic puzzle, there's Elysium where you put your hand in the griffin mouth. Alright, you guys start heading to...
I'm heading to the Elysium room, then the Hell room.
Okay, heading to Elysium, then Hell. Edgar, you are heading to see... Ooh, hold on, where's the room? You are heading to Nirvana to look for Cass Hamish, correct?
Yeah.
Alright. The walls of this room are painted with rolling hills, pastoral forests, and floating temples. The tables, bar, and seats in the room are mostly carved to look like tree stumps and other natural phenomena, save for a raised stone dais in the center, which has a squared-off surface and set with lit torches. I'd say that a check, you quickly spot the assassin. This is one Cass Hamish.
All right. What is she doing?
All right, let's see what is she doing as you walk in. At the moment, she seems to be, for an assassin, pretty easy going. She's like laughing with a bunch of the patrons, like cheering mugs of ale together. Just kind of like very like waxing poetic about different legends. Just big like Nirvana vibes. You know, it's kind of like this peaceful coexistence, which is a little odd for a assassin. You would know the room challenge in here. You see people trying right now. People are supposed to demonstrate their mastery of both the physical and the mental by wrestling the buff bartender in a round of Phoenix wrestling. Essentially, you both have to wrestle on top of that dais with the burning torches and risk the fire. Unfortunately for you, the grinning bartender is a tiefling with fire resistance.
Ooh, and I am not buff.
Yeah, you don't have to do the challenge. That's just like what's available.
Yeah. I'll probably just I'll let Alaric enjoy that fun.
Okay.
But I'll go grab a drink and kind of like walk near her. And I assume there's like several other people around, right?
Yeah. She's like drinking with a few other people. She's like having a good time.
Yeah, and as I like walk by, Cass, is that you?
Yeah. Who are you?
Have I been away that long? It's John Locke, infiltrator.
Locke
Locke as in lockpick.
Yeah.
But also
I thought you went like a private eye now or something.
I laid low for a while, and then I love the name Locke so much, so I changed the first name. But around these parts, I'm known as people should know me as John, but apparently I've been out of the game so long.
Well,
last job went shit.
Well, Locke, come on, take a seat. Drink with us.
Absolutely. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know. Kind of like gestures at her garrote wire around her neck. This and that. But hey, look, I don't hold any grudges. Grudges are like poison in your soul, you know? You just... People hire me for their vengeance, and you move on. It's that simple.
Yeah, it's business.
It's just business.
Have you I'm trying to get back into the game because, like I said, my last job went to shit, and I almost got caught by the fucking law.
Oof. Damn, I'm sorry.
But no, I've been looking for some good work. Like, I'm talking to set me up a good big fat score. And I've been hearing a lot of stuff about a place where you can dream, if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, look, there's been... give me a diplomacy check, because she kind of, like, hesitates at that dream line. Alright, 12, okay.
That's kind of bad. It's 13 because it's a case too.
13 because it's a case? Okay.
And then +4 for the... Right, so it's +5 because of the thing, right?
For which thing?
You said if we talked with people.
That's if you do, like, the challenges in the rooms. Oh, sorry,
Oh,
no,
you have to do-
it's plus an additional +4 from the clues and stuff, yes. So, you
Okay,
17.
so 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You know, that reminds me. I've been doing some jobs for a client, okay? But I had a weird experience a couple nights ago. If you don't mind me telling you a story.
Oh, no. I'll tell you a story next to
Okay. So
even it out.
she kind of like leans in. She's like, all right, so hear me out. I was like following this mark, ready to take him out, you know, quick and clean, not going to suffer. But then he rented a room at the Dreaming Palace. It's this new hip hotel run by this, I don't know, it looked like a half-elf or something. I couldn't see from distance. I waited and I stalked the place out, but he never came out again. I tried to go in after him, but the concierge, this half-orc girl, Ralso, look, she's got some tough gang connections, and they made it pretty fucking clear that place is off limits.
Oh, yeah, Rosso. I know that name. Hold on, give me a moment. Oh god, she was like a famous thief in the puddles when I was growing up.
Although, look, I don't know if you know about this, but me and the sisters, you know, we tried to recruit her into the sisterhood.
No shit.
She was quite the fucking killer when she first got on the scene.
Why'd she turn you guys down?
Fuck if I know. I thought she needed the money. But, look, I mean, I'm in a little bit of hot water right now with Alzuna. You would know that Alzuna, she's like the head of the fucking Garrote Sisterhood.
I mean, what can I do to help? What's going on?
I don't know. I mean, I fucked up a contract, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's not ideal.
Well, I mean, if we can assume that this mark went in and didn't come out, they're probably, you know, kick the bucket.
Look, I mean, I assumed as much, but, you know, I can't tell a client that I assumed the assassination target kicked the bucket.
Yeah, no. Well, that's really interesting. But anyway, so let me tell you this story, and I'll tell her like a story. Bullshit story of like a break-in I was doing.
Okay. Give me just a deception roll. Wow, okay, she totally buys it. Has no idea that you've, like, switched sides, as it were. And you kind of, like, you know, you sit with her, drink, laugh as you swap some stories. Okay. After you swap stories, are you heading anywhere else, or you just head to the Hell Room?
I've got enough information that I want to head to Hell.
So now we got two people at the Hell Room. Grounder, were you going straight to the Hell Room after meeting Lady Crimson?
For fun, he's gonna go to the smart test room.
The smart tester? Okay, you can head to Access. We'll do your one at Access, and then we will do Alaric's at Elysium. Alright, so you head to Axis, which is the afterlife of like pure law. All the tables in this room are perfectly square and situated in a neat grid. Copper wire runs in geometric patterns along the walls, linking together tiny glass bulbs that blink and glow. A chalkboard on one wall holds a riddle, written in large, perfect block letters. Today, it's a classic riddle. You might have heard it before. They call it the plane shift problem. Text says, you need to transport an inevitable, a protean, and a mortal to Pharasma's spire, but your magical plane shifting ring will let you take only one passenger at a time. If at any point you leave the inevitable and protean together unchaperoned, they'll kill each other. But if you leave the protean and the mortal together, the protean will corrupt them. How do you get all three to the spire safely? Yes, it's just the river problem, but about Pharasma's spire. You can either try to suss that one out, or you can just make an intelligence check. I'll put the full the plane shift problem in the chat. What would you prefer? Do you want to try to figure it out? And I'll like I can tab over to Alaric really quick, or you can just roll the thing.
Tab over.
Okay. You start working on that. And Alaric, you are headed into Elysium. Elysium is the chaotic good afterlife. Murals of impossibly high mountains and endless forests cover the walls here, while marble sculptures of winged snake women, naked from the waist up, curl around pillars in the corners. On one side of the room, a live griffin is chained to an artificial nest, glaring at patrons and snapping at tossed scraps, while waitstaff dressed as Callistrian clergy maintain a careful distance. For those who don't know, Callistrian clergy, they are renowned as holy prostitutes.
Okay.
Essentially, this griffin is kind of trained, also kind of pissed that it's in this club. So you're gonna have to make a nature check. Or if you have like speak with animals or anything else like that, you can try to make those checks to stop it from biting down on you, as you have to keep your hand in its mouth for 6 seconds.
It's a nature check.
Okay, try it.
14.
You stick your hand in, and after 3 seconds, it bites down on you hard.
Ow.
You're gonna take 11 damage.
Oof. Yep.
Yeah, a couple people chuckle. You see some of the Callistrian priests, priestesses and priests both are like making out with clients and whatnot. They kind of turn and laugh at the failure. And the elf who was following you kind of laughs. He's like, oh, look at all the Callistrians having their fun. We could have some fun, right?
I gestures in and say, go help yourself.
He staggers away looking for a drink and looking at the Callistrians. Do you head to the Hell Room?
Yeah.
Alright. So now we got 3 of you in the Hell Room. Grounder, any thoughts on your riddle?
I've heard it before, but I can't remember the answer, so I'll just roll for it.
Okay, I'll tell you the answer if you get the intelligence check. I forget, yeah, I've done the river problem in real life.
I know the answer.
It is exactly a 14, so you do make it. So you get a +4 to talk to anyone in this room. The answer is you transport the protean first, then come back and take the inevitable, but bring the protean back with you, and leave it in the original location while you bring back the mortal, and then you come back and bring the protean on the last trip. That way,
I
no
will
one
be
corrupts
honest,
or
I
kills
was
others.
on the right path, but oh well.
That's fair. I mean, it is like 1050 in it. That's the valid. Okay, so you do have the additional like +4 from beating the challenge in this room, as well as the +4 from all the research you guys have been doing. The patron of note in this room. Yeah, give me a perception check. See you see around here. Oh, I'm gonna say you don't even need the culture check on that nat 20 perception. You know who the fuck this woman is. This is Willifred Stoneborough. She is the head of Stoneborough and Associates, a prominent real estate development firm. You also have heard that she is allegedly part of the Argent Syndicate, a group of powerful white-collar criminals in the city. You would think she would know a lot about the Precipice Quarter and shit that's going on in there. Or if you want to ask her about the Dreaming Palace or anything like that. What do you think?
Well, first he's gonna cast Detect Magic again.
Okay, okay. She has like a few magical like amulets and stuff that probably up her armor. Like, she's fucking wealthy. She's got some magical protection.
Yeah, I'll approach her. I'm gonna ask her about anything she knows about the Precipice Quarter.
I saw you talking to the bartender. You got the riddle right. Nice to see a man of intelligence in this club. She like kind of rolls her eyes, looking at the other people who are doing less than intellectual work, shall we say?
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time studying.
Willifred Stoneborough, a pleasure to meet you.
Grounder.
What brings you to these parts, Grounder?
Just exploring and hoping to learn more than I already know.
Oh? Most people tend to have an idea in mind when they approach me. What is it you're looking to know about?
What can you tell me about the comings and goings of the underworld and the Precipice Quarter?
Alright, so this is going to be a diplomacy check. You get a +4 from your investigation so far in the campaign, and the +4 from solving the riddle. So whatever this roll is, +8. Oh, 29, yeah, okay. Well, I've been doing a lot of property deals. A lot of real estate. I sold this interesting property to a man named Pratchett. Calls it the Dreaming Palace. Now, I've seen a lot of odd architecture in my time, but the Dreaming Palace, it takes the cake. He definitely used criminal enterprise to fund it, but when I saw the plans, it seems a little eccentric and inefficient. There's all these extraneous chambers. It's nothing standardized. The rooms don't line up the way they should. Look, Pratchett, honestly, I thought he was more intelligent than that, but he seems almost like one of those rubes who pay top dollar for property in order to launch some ill-advised business catering to all the festival goers this year. I mean, I know it's a once-in-a-century festival, but to spend all your money on one business venture for it seems a little... Well, it seems not very well thought out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dumb person with a lot of money.
That's the vibe... Well, she kind of hesitates, like, that's the vibe I got from him at first, but... Something about the eyes. I don't know if you ever met the man, but he seems all jolly and the kind of typical, like, oh, I'm a noble rich person. But something about the eyes. I think he's got some dark thoughts going on in there. Anything else I can help you with?
Now, normally I wouldn't ask this, but you have a lot of protection on you. Why is that?
Well, kind of pats your hand gently. He's like, when you get as rich as me and don't do it in entirely nice ways, you tend to make a fair few amount of enemies. And I came here to cut loose a little bit, but there's a difference between cutting loose and being foolish, wouldn't you say?
He's fighting the urge not to pull his hand away. Um, he hates being touched.
I
Uh,
can see that you're one of the smart ones. Much better than all those poorer people, you know. They're so lazy.
oh, he doesn't like that either.
Oh, she's... her description, she's exceedingly classist, is like part of her character.
Oh. Do you think? Oh, Jesus. Oh. Do you think you would be willing to part with just a piece of protection for a fellow intellect? As you can see, I'm not fully prepared to be attacked. And he gestures to he's wearing robes, so
She considers it and she's like, well, what would I be getting out of that deal? Just out of the kindness of my heart. Seems a little, oh, I don't know, a little generous.
a favor. You know, a favor in the right places is worth more than money.
Indeed. And what sort of favors could a birdman, who admittedly seems a little uncomfortable in all this criminality, offer someone like me? You don't get something for nothing?
He knows favors are important. He's going to slightly flash part of his badge, which is tucked behind his clothes.
You see her face immediately harden up. Ah. Now that's a shame. Someone as smart as you, working for an outfit as dumb as the Edgewatch. I hope you have a good day. Kind of leans in. Officer. Walks away.
Oh well, I got what I needed to know.
Okay. You head to the Hell Room. Alright, so you guys are now kind of, you guys can, you know, meet Ladrian by the bar. You've all spotted, you know, this lovely fella. So you guys see Jeremy Hoff here. What's the move? Also, those who don't know, his tattoo is the Eye of Eridan, the dead god.
What's the most expensive drink in here?
Ooh, the most expensive drink. I'm gonna give you a few options. There's a bottle of Kyonan wine, you know, from the Elven lands. That is 15 gold pieces. And in addition to that, I'm gonna say one tier up from that. This is actually categorized as a drug in the game. there is also Elven Absinthe.
What is that, dude?
It is 25 gold pieces. You need to make a saving throw when you drink it. It's basically prepared by these like specialist elves in Kyonin. For the first hour, you get +2 to diplomacy and performance checks. The second hour, you go down to drain 2, and after the third hour, you go to stupefied 4. As you just get fucking smashed by the absinthe.
How much is it?
It is 25 gold pieces for a dose. But it is most assuredly the most expensive thing on the menu. Elven Absinthe is exceedingly hard to like reproduce outside of the Elven capital.
Yeah, I'll buy it. 25, 1 dose.
All right. Here, I can actually give me a hot second. Here is the handout for Elven Absinthe.
And I'll just walk right over to his table. And kind of like, as I'm doing that, I'll see Ladrian at the bar. Wink at him.
Okay, you wink at Ladry, and he's kind of, you eye Edgar walking over, all the way to Hoff. What do you say as you kind of sit down next to this dude? He kind of looks you up and down.
I've heard so much about you, Hoff, but I don't think we've got to meet. And I'll place the bottle in front of him.
Kind of raises
I
an
figured
eyebrow.
We'd make this a hell of a first encounter. The name's Locke.
Big spender, huh? German Hoff extends a hand and shakes. You've got a pretty familiar accent. Are you, Absalom born?
In the puddles.
Me too. Starts pouring you guys a bottle. Because you're Absalom born, you get a +2 on diplomacy checks against him.
Yep, it's been hard making my way in the city that's the center of the world, but with my kind of skill, I get by.
Hey, takes a quick wit and eloquence.
And a good drink.
And a good drink. So, what can I do for you in my place of business?
Straight to the point. I like it. Honestly, I'm just looking for a big score, and I've been hearing a lot about the Dreaming Palace. I've heard your name get thrown around a couple of times, and is there anything this old infiltrator can do for you?
Well, breaking into places isn't really my style anymore, if you catch my drift. Leave that to the rabble. But I'm a businessman. I'm sure I could find something for you. Listen. I could offer to set you up at a nice hotel. Base of operations. Plenty of targets out in the Precipice Quarter. A lot of rich, dumb tourists.
Oh, yes. The festival is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me to make money. What hotel are you talking about?
You heard of the Dreaming Palace?
Oh, owned by that crazy-eyed fellow, kind of half-elf guy, right? Seems nice, but there's something weird about him.
Pratchett, that's the one.
Yeah. I've heard of it. What of it?
I've heard it's top-notch.
Does Mr. Pratchett need a man of my talents?
Well, he's already got Miss Ralso.
Of course, I've heard that.
But lately she's been more of his muscle than a light touch. perhaps you could provide alternate services.
Yeah. Word in the grapevine is that you're sending a lot of the people you do business with to the Dreaming Palace. I don't mean to pry by any means, but hold on. I'll take a shot at the absinthe.
Okay. Give
I'm
me a
gonna fail
fortitude
before
save.
yeah. There's no way I succeed this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So at the moment, you have +2 to diplomacy and performance checks, but you're gonna get fucking hammered beyond recognition.
Now go on, take a shot first. Come on, don't let me be the only. Don't let me be the only one.
Okay. He is going to roll. Give me a second. Let me pull up the stats. Ooh, does not have actual stats in this one. Okay. Okay, I'll roll a d20. Basically, unless he gets a 1 or a 2, he's gonna pass.
Yeah, I figured he's a tough boy.
Yeah, he makes it. Kind of slams back. That's good stuff.
It sure is. Holy.
Well, if that's all, there's other people I have to talk to. I'll make sure I get those hotel accommodations for you, though.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't want to interrupt any of your business, but I'm gonna go to the bar and get more to drink. Enjoy the festival.
I will, and I hope you do too. Do you rejoin the others by the bar?
Yeah. All right. All of our, at least, I think our trail takes us to the Dreaming Palace, gentlemen.
I nod.
I nod solemnly behind my hell plate.
It's definitely got this like crazy ornate fucking helmet with like devil horns and shit. All right. So up to you guys. You guys have a lot of information. Now it's up to you whether you want to try to hit some of the different rooms. There's a few you haven't gone in. If you're trying to like talk to some more locals, you haven't gone to the Maelstrom, which is like the chaotic neutral afterlife, just utter craziness. And you haven't gone to Heaven.
Edgar will split off and go have fun in the abyss, and
Oh yeah, there's a lot of succubi.
he's so
and
drunk. He's
incubi
drunk at this
there.
point. Yeah, he's so drunk. He'll take part in the festivities. Let's just say that.
Absolutely. All right, so you split off to the abyss. Anyone else want to investigate either Heaven or the Maelstrom?
I'll investigate Heaven.
Okay. The walls of this well-lit room are painted with blue skies and bright, fluffy clouds, except for the wall behind the bar, which portrays an enormous mountain. Waitstaff drift between the tables wearing revealing white robes with little to nothing underneath and fake feathered wings. A 1-foot-high round stone pedestal stands in the corner. You see a kind of little sign explaining what the pillar is for. The challenge in this room is to stand atop what they call the Pillar of Truth, which is a pedestal that has been permanently enchanted with a Zone of Truth spell.
Okay.
Basically, you can either make a diplomacy or performance check while you're standing on top of the pillar to earn the loyalty of the crowd by honestly, reciting some transgressions of yours. They might even accept a lower check, like a lower DC, if you reveal something especially juicy. You would also know that there is, once you have confessed, you have the right to go to the celestial judge, the bartender, and in acknowledgement of that, he will give you a special cocktail known as the penance.
Alaric does not want to do that. He's gonna just get a drink from the bartender, a regular drink from the bartender, and head out.
Most of my sins involve what Edgar's done, so I'm not going to do that either.
Okay. Give me a perception check with him. See if anyone of note is there. Oh, you guys do spot someone. This fellow right here. This is Reginald Van Kaskerkin.
A third.
Not the third, but for those who don't know, there have been Van Kaskerkin characters. The family has been in like 5 different APs.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm not.
Auric Van Kaskerkin, I think, was the first appearance. I want to say Auric was the one that was in Rise of the Rune Lords. There's one in Return of the Rune Lords. That's Lullaby Van Kaskerkin. There's like 3 others, but yeah, basically it's like this huge extended family that's been in a bunch of the APs over the years.
That's great. I love it.
Oh, he does look like Ichabod. He's big Ichabod vibes for sure. I would say give me just a society check. See if you guys recognize Mr. Van Kaskerkin here, like what he does in the city.
Checks out.
Okay, Grounder pulling it out. Reginald Van Kaskerkin is the elusive entrepreneur who owns and operates Eyes on Absalom, a local tabloid regarded as absolute filth by the city's most discerning critics. He is a consummate gossip and rumor monger, hence his presence in the room where people are forced to speak bad truths about themselves. There is also rumors that he is a devout worshipper of Norgorber, the god of thieves and murder. But yeah, but you guys, I mean, if anyone would know some fucking dirt, it's this guy. He like finds people's secrets for a living.
Honestly, I don't think Alec wants to learn everyone's dirty secrets. He wants to get the job done, and I don't think he wants to like blackmail anyone to do it. So
Up to you guys. You guys don't have to, mess with him or not.
yeah, that's up to you guys though. But I'm not going to.
All right. Well, you guys can consider the option. Would you like to investigate the Maelstrom in the meantime?
Sure.
All right. This is the final one. The Maelstrom. Spinning, multicolored lanterns paint the walls and denizens of this room in a disorienting riot of kaleidoscopic shapes. A gnome in the corner plays discordant tunes on what appears to be a pile of scrap metal, and the bartender is wearing an entire taxidermied swan as a hat. There is a lot of heavy drug use in this party. In fact, the challenge is to take a puff from these 2 siblings in the quarter, a pair of Cadrians, who are very clearly alchemists. They have a very special hookah in the room with them. Appears they are testing out a potential new street drug.
I'll take it. I'll try that.
Okay. You see the 2 Cadrian siblings, Sharim and Halan Muzala. Like, come, try a little bit of our chemical creativity.
I sit down and say, "Let me try some."
All right. Inhale through the hookah. Give me a fortitude save.
28.
You succeed. All you experience is, you see this, like, beautiful effect where there's, like, rainbow sparkles across your vision and a little hint of euphoria. And everything seems to be outlined in sparkles. At this point, as you look at the sparkles, thanks to chat, some of the sparkles form into the shape of a dwarven man that only you can see. Smurg coming with a hint. Hey, I know you're like stupidly high right now, but those fucking alchemists, maybe you should ask what they've been dealing to some clients out in their precipice quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay.
Enjoy. He like morphs into like a rainbow bird and like flies through the ceiling.
Yeah.
You see, Halan, I told you it would work. Lovely.
Yeah, guys.
You did very good, Shareem. Good work.
This bird dwarf. He told me to ask you, like, what you deal in the precipice quarter.
So you get a +4 diplomacy checks with these guys. As they kind of look back and forth like, you hear that, brother? A rainbow dwarf? Oh, of course I saw it, brother. How could I miss it? Make a diplomacy check against them. This is with a +8 total because of your other successes.
15.
15? Okay. Well, you know, my friend. They kind of pull you into like a little, like, you know, friendly headlock. One of them gives you a noogie. My brother and I, we have not had much time to experiment with new things like this because, you see, this man in the precipice quarter, he has been buying up all of our soporifics. Yes, brother, all of our hallucinogenics, too.
Sounds like someone to put this guy out of business.
I can only assume that the man is setting his new hotel up to be some sort of drug den.
Oh. Like, the Hell Room. No, not the Hell Room. The hotel room.
The hotel, not the hell room. The hotel, I mean, I don't know if you've heard of this hotel. It was owned by a man. What was his name, brother? Shareem, it's Pratchett. We've been over this. It's Pratchett.
Gotcha. Pratchett. Okay. Okay. Is he made of rainbow birds too?
He is, as far as we know, my friend, not made of rainbow birds.
Okay. Thank you, friends.
Of course.
I'll be back again.
Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. I stumble out there.
Okay, you kind of stumble out of the room.
And the second I'm out of there, I'm gonna motion Thorn over to me, have her bite my finger and like smear the blood in a little container, like on a little cup, so the forensics can have it.
You have the wolf help you make this fucking like blood swatch for forensics later.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. You guys do have vials and stuff as part of your police gear.
Yep.
So you guys have been to all the afterlife rooms in here. Is there anything else you want to do in the club? You've accrued a lot of information.
We certainly have. I don't know. I mean, my character is still like very high, so
yeah.
She's not
if
really.
Not, you guys are welcome to go back to the barracks.
Yeah.
And sleep off the effects of the absinthe and
Hey guys, how are you all doing?
Edgar and Alaric like stumble back to Ladrian and Grounder, just like full intoxicated.
Like my coat's like all torn up.
There's like lipstick like smeared on his face.
I hand the vial to Ladrian. Wait, who else was not drunk?
Grounder and Ladrian, I believe, did not partake of anything.
Hand the vial to Ladrian and say forensics.
I nod and then I give Grounder a knowing look.
Who's sick? Who's sick?
I mean, the Rainbow Dwarf is sick, I think.
What dwarf?
No, just me.
That's fair. You don't have to do the heaven test.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna start playing with Thorn or try to. Oh, who's fluffy?
Go for it. Yeah.
Thorn looks like very confused by this whole situation.
So
That's fair.
fluffy.
Well, as you guys kind of, I presumably start moving back to the barracks and getting the stuff together. Let's Grounder, if you have anything else to do in here. I know you're typing right now. Basically all that successful information gathering. You guys have finished part 3, which is into the Undercity.
Sweet.
So it feels like a pretty good, it's about 10 minutes early, but it feels like a good stopping point before you guys head into the 4th and final part of book 1, the Murder Hotel.
That doesn't sound like a Hotel of Dreams at all.
It is, in fact, not a good time.
Who the guest?
Yeah.
How many books are there again?
There are 6 books.
Cool. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's quite a few more sessions.
Did we get any experience for all that?
Oh, yes. Let me see if you guys accrue. Sorry. There's like a section at the top of all the rooms where it says how much for each success. Give me one sec. Okay, so everyone got their social encounters in. So the first tier, you guys did accrue enough information to successfully lead you to the Dreaming Palace. For that, everyone gets a story award of 80 XP. And then with the amount of successes in the different rooms, you're going to add another 30 XP on top of that.
Okay.
So basically, 110 total.
I'm at 715. Is that right, guys?
That's what I have.
Awesome.
Let me make sure. I want to make sure you guys aren't like behind the level curve. Let me just check one thing. All right. Sorry, gotta scroll back up. So you guys are gonna have to take some more time to finish investigating once you get back to base. Yes, so basically you'll probably get enough information, XP from the final investigation phase before the hotel, to get you to level 3, and you should be at level 4 by the end of book 1.
Cool. Cool stuff.
Oh, sorry. Well, you'll be 4th level, like a little bit before the end of book 1.
Okay.
All right. With that, thank you everyone for watching. We're going to quick ad. Feel free to stick around, support the channel, and we'll be back next Monday with, depending on how fast we go, maybe the conclusion of book 1. We'll see. Have a good night.